Yeah, I still remember like when we would start seeing hardcore bands actually like start doing like streetwear merch
Oh, right,
and
right,
being
right, right.
like, oh, okay, fuck yeah, like we're getting away from these like dumbass like Gildan boxy t-shirts
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like actually things are starting to look like fashionable
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like good quality garments and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I'm not gonna buy this shirt and it's gonna shrink upwards
Yeah.
in like 2 washes.
I always, yeah, it's funny when you sell merch and someone asks you, "Is this pre-shrunk?" I'm like, "What?" I just picked this up, man. I don't know.
No, dude.
I'm not sure, but just go with size up. I
Yeah.
don't know, you know. But yeah, same. I respect the hustle of like a band that really cares about like what you
Yeah.
know. Unfortunately, on the backside end of that,
It's
you
expensive.
you have to kind of go up and like recently there was this thing that Haywire put out that they're like, oh, we don't want to like charge kids for like $40, $50 for a shirt, or you know, $40, $50 for a show. Like we want to, you know, we want everyone to come in and see us. So it's kind of hard. You kind of have to like,
Yeah.
we made like new shirts too, that have like front and back print, and we were like having a little bit of an argument over the group chat. And it was like, no, it should be this. No, it should be this. I'm like, listen, guys, we gotta pay for this still. So like, you know, like I'm not trying to be a dick, but you know, but also too, the other thing is like, man, I remember being young and going to shows and being like, fuck, I only have like $10. What can I get? You know, but I really like this band and I want to support. And to me that doesn't get lost. So like we kind of all agree that it's like, yeah, if someone comes up to us and it's like, yeah, man, all that stuff, oh, I only have this much, like I'm not gonna be like, all right, later, here's a sticker, like cool, you know.
I'm the same way. I've told Jesse every time Jesse's run merch for like the bands that I play in, like if kids don't have money, like hit them with like a rock paper scissors deal.
Yeah.
Like make it fun for them and then give them a deal, you know. Or if it's like this guy, this kid walks up and was like, hey, do you guys have XLs? He's like, in the shirt that you're looking for, we only have mediums. He's like, but if you're down, I'll stretch this bitch out for you so that it'll fit you. And the kid's like, no way. And Jesse just fucking threw his arms in there and stretched out that medium. And the kid was like, fuck yeah, dude. I don't know how well I don't know how well that shirt held up in the long run, but
washed it once, went right back to the medium.
Yeah, but
I do home calls.
It always hurts your soul when somebody will be like, dude, I got $5. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. $5 works. Give you a shirt.
Yeah.
And then you see them walk to the next band and they give 6 year guns $30 for their hoodie.
yeah. Yeah.
As that sounds like it's personal.
yeah.
Is it a personal thing?
I mean,
You wanna-
I'm just talking.
It's why Mike doesn't handle merch. It's why I do.
I'm just speaking in hypotheticals.
Oh yeah.
But the merch thing is tough too, because like, you know, now we're also in a space where like you start to play with bigger bands and you have to price match with them.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you, you know, like etiquette shows like you can't undercut everybody on shirt prices.
Well,
right?
those guys are selling their stuff.
Exactly.
Luckily, we haven't had that. We've played some pretty like we've had some good opportunities to play with like some pretty popular bands, but we haven't had that luckily. But I always do reflect on that because after our run with, you know, those bands, then I saw them elsewhere. And they're playing like big venues and, you know, the whole thing with venue cuts and stuff. Yeah, and I was like, wait, when we were doing our run, that was that much. And here is how much?
Yep.
Because they're getting their deal, you know, and like, I don't know, like the whole that, like the merch cuts and like, you know, like streaming services not paying enough. It's a bummer. It is a huge bummer. And, the ethics of stuff, like this goes into a whole nother thing where like it, you know, you want to be as ethical as possible, but like, dude, you know, again, this goes back to
how do you do
starving musicians and like you want to progress and stuff. So you have to fight your battles as they come and stuff. I mean, I'm sure if we get to that point, if we do ever, it's going to be something we're going to have to be like, do we want to do this? You know?
Yeah. I know the Spotify fight is a big thing right now too, because it's like Spotify's paying their artists or the artists on the platform shit money,
yeah,
right?
pennies, yeah,
and they're collecting so much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the artists that are able to go like, well, fuck Spotify, we're gonna go elsewhere. Like, cool, you already have a career and an embedded fan base that's gonna follow you wherever you go. But then when you have a band like, you know, Easy Out, like we just put our record out, you know, a month ago, and you know, like we're still trying to build a name for that particular band. If we take it off one of the biggest streaming platforms in the world, that eliminates how many people that can actually hear your record. So it's like it's such a toss up for like new and upcoming artists that like, well, you want to put it in front of as many eyes as possible, but also like you don't want to be supporting somebody who's just shitting on artists, right? So it's like always a fucking catch-22.
Yeah, it's definitely that. And you know, it just goes into more based on the person who runs the you know, what they're doing with the money, and you're just like, man, what, like, we can't do that realistically. I mean, if we did and we still stayed on whatever, you know, Apple or, you know, YouTube or stuff like that, there's still stuff behind that too, you know? So you just gotta, like I said, pick and choose the battles that you can and go as they come and stuff. But I don't know. I think like that's where bands have to be like, well, what else can we do? Where else can we like help, you know, what we believe in, you know, what we support? How do you go about it, you know? Because I think like actions speak louder than words. Doesn't necessarily mean that what I think is gonna work is gonna work. Right. I have no answers to like these things, you know. You know, I have a high school education, went to some community college stuff. Yeah. But like, I don't know, it's bigger than you know? All I can do is like when we're on stage, when we're playing shows or the shows that we put together, that everyone feels welcome and that, you know, where we can help, we can help. Like I would say like back in May, I think it was May, we played a show that it was just kind of like an idea that we kind of threw out there. And Vic from Mosh for Youth was involved. Andres from Big Ass Truck, who does 5.7, and SOS, like Nate from SOS, and all those guys from Zabalba too. They're like, let's do something, and we had the same idea, and it just so happened that we all kind of connected. We had reached out to, I think, Vic about maybe doing it at a spot where, hey, can we do this? And it became a thing, and we're like, cool, like this is dope that we can do something bigger than we thought, you know? So stuff like that, where it's like, we're all coming together, you know? Because like, I think to me, hardcore is more than just like, you know, like how heavy your band is, how hard you mosh and all that stuff.
1,000%.
It's more about like community.
Yeah, community ethics.
Yeah, it goes back to like, you know, like punks were going against the grain and stuff like that. And hardcore kind of came from that too, just building its own thing. And to me, it was more about that. Like, you want to be a part of something that's different from everything else because you have different opinions, different thoughts, and you're not sure if you belong, but then you find this group of people that are like, yeah, like-minded, you know? And cool. Like, what's cooler than being like against the grain in the sense of like, we don't discriminate, we don't judge, you know? We're here, we're the same as you, and we're just trying to make what we can out of this, you know? So I think that's like where I'm at with that stuff. Like, where we can help, we will, you know? As much as we can. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, dude, let's officially get into it. You want to hit that intro and we'll...
Yeah.
Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals. They're about to make that very clear.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind podcast, the podcast where we like to normalize checking in on your homies. This is episode 164. I'm Mike. That is also Mike. And if you like what you do, if you like what we do, please follow, like, and subscribe. I'm so good at this.
It started so confident, dude.
I was so good. It's just,
Hey, you did very good, man. That's good. Yeah.
but today, our guest, we've already been talking, so I'm already excited about how it's gonna go because we've already talked about work and the scene, how we're gonna save the scene. No, no, but we have our boy Diego from Auditory Anguish.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Excited to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course.
Yeah, dude. Dude, so when I saw you guys were putting out that new EP, I'd actually reached out to David.
Okay.
I was like, hey man, you want to come jump on the show?
Sure.
Talk about the EP, and he's like, I would love to, but man, you got to talk to Diego because Diego's the guy that like put this band together. You know, I want to give him his props. You know,
Sure.
So that's when I reached out to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to talk about like Auditory Anguish, other projects you have, and then before that, like what was it that brought you musically to this point, and you know, kind of everything, you know,
Sure.
everything under the sun.
Journey,
You know what I mean?
journey.
Well, for Auditory, it was like, you know, we had dark times during the pandemic. Everyone went through their own struggles. But even before then, like a few years before then, I had already started kind of like doing some stuff, working on stuff. I had some friends that were helping me out, but everything just lagged. Everyone has lives. They all have stuff to do. So the pandemic hit, and I had already kind of talked to our friend Andrew from Dead Stare Audio, who recorded our first 3 things. And he had just started doing his home recording stuff. So I had always like talked to him. I've seen him at shows. I was a fan of his bands, even though he gives me shit for that. But I had told him like, hey, when I get this stuff ready, like help me with it. Like do the program drums because I am not technically.
I'm horrible.
Yeah. So help me with that. I'll do bass and bass, guitar and vocals if I have to. You know. So I was like, I'm just gonna do this. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Fuck waiting for people. I'm just gonna do this.
Sick.
And my girlfriend was very supportive. She was like, if that's what you want to do. So, you know, I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna buy a bass. I'm gonna, you know, whatever, get my stuff ready. And the pandemic hit, and I just kind of had a bunch of riffs, just, you know, like you do audio recordings, save them on your, you know, as voice notes. And I had all these things, and I don't know how it came about. I think maybe my sister's in the scene a lot too. She's been mentioned on the show because David from Smoke, they're dating. So she kind of like, I don't even remember, but I don't know if I told her like, hey, you know, like if you know anyone that's looking to be in a band or whatever. But this is like way before. And then just one day she goes like, hey, I was talking to Abraham from Body Slam, and he says he'd, you know, be down to like jam. I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? You know, one thing led to another, and we just started jamming. I already had like songs built. I had like a ton of songs. I still do, like ton of songs. They weren't great, but I had them. And then slowly and surely, like it took some progress, and we just started writing. And I told him, okay, this is the plan. We're going to write these songs. We're going to record them. I'm going to get people to either jump in and do vocals if they want to. If not, we're going to do this by ourselves. Like just me and you. I'll pay for the recording. Don't worry about that. I just need you to help me out. And I was lucky that he has a practice spot at his house. So somewhere to practice, you know, that already counts for a bunch. Yeah. So we start jamming and whatever, and he starts showing people, and people start like, oh, this sounds cool, you know. They're shitty, but that's cool, you know. And I'd like to say that it was something that wasn't being done in like the scene at the time, you know. This was like a little bit over 2 years ago, maybe even 3 at this point. But so he showed the bassist from Body Slam what we were doing. His name's Jose, but we call him Goat. And he was like, yeah, I'll help out. I'll do bass. Didn't really think much of it, you know? So literally, I would say like 5 weeks before we go into record, and Andrew was always going to be the guy that we recorded with. He had just gotten his actual studio space. So I was like, oh, cool. It's going to be legit. we get Goat to come in and start playing bass. We nailed it down to like 3 songs that we're gonna do.
Sick.
And David was just like a mutual acquaintance at the time. Like I knew him through shows. We had met through like mutual friends, that kind of stuff. So we started talking on Instagram about bands. I think I posted like a Trash Talk song or something like that, and he was like, "Oh, dude, I love Trash Talk," and just kind of went from there. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to do this thing with some buddies, and you know, I'm looking for a vocalist." I was like, "I don't know if you know any, or do you?" You know, and he goes like, "Well, yeah, I like kind of like dabble in it, you know, but nothing serious." And I showed him some stuff. He was like, "Oh, that sounds cool," and I was like, "Come by, like, you know, like do some vocals." And he was like, "Now it took a little bit convincing.
Yeah.
Like I had to like nudge him and stuff." But finally, he said, "All right, cool." And at the time, he was like totally different dude.
Right.
Very shy, like wouldn't look at it. I mean, he still doesn't, but like definitely would like not look. He's like, "Don't look at me," you know.
Now he doesn't look at you because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, now I'm telling you, now he's like, "I want my grill."
Yeah.
Give me my grill.
Need those bottoms,
Yeah.
dude.
So he comes by. We start doing stuff. The first 3 songs were kind of like lyrically, we're kind of like a little bit of him and me, mostly him putting in his stuff because I didn't want to step on his toes either. But there's stuff where I was like, "Hey, I want it to be about this," and I had written some lyrics, so I told him like, "Hey, try this, see if you know you could work it in there." And his like a cadence and like delivery was better than I could have done, so I was like, "Oh, this is the guy! Like,
cool.
This is the guy," you know.
And he's got a hell of a scream.
Yeah,
He's got a good voice.
which like when he showed me the band that he was doing before, it was hard to tell because it was like shitty recording, like shitty video recordings. You know, you can't really tell. So I was like, "What am I getting into?" You know.
Yeah.
But I was like, he likes a lot of stuff I like. So let's see what happens. You know. Worst thing, he comes by, tries, and like, "Oh, it's cool." You know, whatever. So yeah. 5 weeks before we go into record, we start working with these guys, and it was like, "Are we gonna be able to do this?" You know. But so we got the time. Andrew was ready. This was David's first time recording in general, so he was a little nervous. You know, I was just excited to like get it done, and we had like one day. That's all I could afford. So I was like, one day we do these 3 songs. So yeah, we do that. We weren't a band by any means at this point. We were not a band.
Just homies playing shit together.
And not even like homies. Like we barely knew each other. Like I knew Abraham because we had been working together for a while, but like I didn't know the other guys very well. So yeah, so we do it. And Andrew's mostly the one that was like, "Damn, these sounds are cool. Like, you guys are gonna play these?" And like everyone looked at me like it was like a record scratch. Everyone was like, you know, and I was just kind of like, "Well, I mean, sure, if you know, if people like it, whatever." So we had a little conversation like, I think we should play these songs. Like that's what they were telling me. Like we should probably play these songs. And I was like, "Cool, like let's put it out, see what happens. Let's go from there." And it went out and it just snowballed from there.
It's like such a perfect time to put out new music too, when everybody's just kind of like hungry for
yeah,
that
it
shit,
was like couple years after the pandemic, I'll say like I think 2023 is when it came out, I want to say. Shows were coming back around. You know, hardcore was becoming a thing again, like aggressively and stuff like that. And we had friends, like I've been going to shows since I was like 10 or 12. And, you know, I had my punk phase, I had hardcore phase, metal, all that kind of stuff. But like I was telling you guys earlier, I'm the oldest, so I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say jaded, but I'm definitely kind of like at a point where I'm like, I can't do all the young man stuff, you know? Like I want to go home and sleep and stuff.
We understand.
Yeah, so like, yeah. So I'm the type of guy that's like, sometimes I'll just leave like before it gets to a certain point. I'm just like, I'm out. Or like the last band is playing, I'm like, yeah, I want to see this band, and like 2-3 songs before they end, I'm like, all right, I'm a dip. But
dude, sidebar, I struggle, especially when I go to see friends play and they're like headlining. I'm like, "Hey guys,
it's rough, man."
Hey guys, I want to hang out and I want to tell you how sick you were after the show, but like,
it's rough.
I gotta go home.
No, and in the morning, fool.
And I get it. because headlining's a big deal, but it's also rough.
It's rough.
You get a certain age, you're like, ooh, but so that happened, and people start hitting us up, and like I said, we had friends in the scene. David talks to a lot of people. He knows a lot of people, and then Goat and Abraham are in Barrio Slam,
right.
So like they have that going. So I also didn't want to step on their toes. That's why I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be a band or not,
Right.
But people start hitting us up, specifically like Andres from 5.7 and the dudes from Scalp. So shout out Scalp, shout out Andres. They were like pretty like they basically are the reason why we were like, let's play a show. And then Mosh for Youth put out like side shows. They did like Mosh for Youth Presents, and one of those was our first show. They're like, let's put this lineup together. You guys want to play? We're like, yeah. So we're opener. Didn't expect much. I know our homies were gonna be there, all our friends, and we're like, let's do it right. Let's get some shirts. Let's do it right.
Yeah.
So after we recorded and all that, we had to write a set list, So we worked, I don't want to say like hard, but we definitely worked on getting a set list done.
Hard enough.
Yeah, definitely hard enough.
Yeah.
To where we're like, these are cool. And I'm not like technically like, I'm a pretty decent guitar player. I'm not like the greatest. I play what I know, and I'll play like my songs, and that's what like I'll kind of stick to, Like I'm not like, I don't shred. I don't,
You play your songs well.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
At least I try to,
Man after my own heart here.
But also the other thing is like, to me it's like also showmanship, like how you perform and that, so I like to give people like a show. So I kind of do like a 50-50 if I can. Like if I'm messing up a lot, I'm like, I'm gonna go harder then, and that's why I have the hair.
At least I look fucking cool doing it.
That's why I have the hair, dude, that I'll hide everything. But so we play this show, and like shout out Mosh for Youth too for putting us on. And everyone like responded well, and like again, the guys from Scalp were very like supportive. They've helped us a lot. They were like kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they were really like pulling for us to be like, hey, you guys need to play. You guys need to, like you guys are sick. And for like that's a band that we like are like, cool, that band's sick, dude.
Yeah.
For them to like kind of give us a nod or like, that meant something.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we became friends with them from there. So it's crazy like how everything came about. And again, like I'm the older one. So to me, I was like, I always have this like sense of imposter syndrome. I always like thank everyone who buys stuff. I thank everyone who listens. Sometimes a little bit like overly, but that's just who I am. I can't change that. And I'm just like, to be able to do this, even to the like capabilities that I can do it is enough, Like we played with Nails. I never thought I'd play with Nails, man. And I tell the guys this every day. I was like, we played with Nails. You know what I mean?
So
like,
sick.
Yeah.
And to make it even crazier, think of all the bands in just say the IE. Think of all the bands in Los Angeles, and you got to play with Nails.
Yeah, that's also like, thanks Andrew for that, because he had just joined when we were like recording, and he like we were messing around like, hey, let's play a show. Hey, what you guys get like together? Let's play a show. Because this is before like, I don't know if this is gonna get me in trouble, but this is before they had announced they were releasing something, right? So like.
Right.
So then that happened. I'm like, hey, let's play the show. Like one show, come on. Especially like I think like Goat and me were like, come on, dude. And he was like, I'll see what I can do. But also half jokingly, half serious,
Yeah.
And then, dude, right before my birthday, last year, he was like, hey, have you received it? He's like super, and I could see him say, hey, what's up, dude? Have you checked your emails? And I'm like.
It's all excited.
Yeah, like, no. And this is all through text, but in my head, this is how he's in. No. And he goes like, all right, keep an eye out. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, no way, dude. And he goes like, just keep an eye out. So at the time we had like a show lined up that was like we were really excited about. It ended up not happening for whatever reason. But But then that same week, I look at the email and I was like, hey, would you guys be interested in like supporting Nails? And I was like, shut the fuck up. I legit almost like, I think I was in the work van with my boss, my manager, and we were driving back to the office, and I legit went, shut the fuck up. And he was like, what the like, what's
Were you
wrong?
driving?
No. He managed it.
You're like, oh shit.
Killed us both. Yeah. No, but he goes like he like, you know, did one of those, and I go like, oh dude, we just got this really cool like whatever, man. So
cool, man, it's cool.
Yeah, so I let the guys know. I was like, all right guys, no bullshit, this is what everyone was losing their marbles, right? And so I talked to Andrew and I told him like, dude, like, thank you, like, you know, this is so dope, because I didn't expect this, you know. We had just done, or we were doing a run. Yeah, it was before we did the scalp run. And that was our first like official tour. But we had like already like said, yeah, we're gonna do it. So then that happens. We couldn't announce until, you know, they were ready for it and all that stuff. So while we're on tour with Scalp, we announced it, and in that tour we became super close with Scalp and Click, and they were like, oh, wait, you guys are the guys that were like just like kind of like, oh, yeah, no big deal or whatever, you know. But that was dope, you know. We were like very fortunate to be a part of that, and just, I don't know, man. I'm just like happy to have done like the stuff we've done. And yeah, we have friends, and I'm sure we could have like asked for help or something like that from them, but we've tried to just kind of refrain from that, you know. One thing is to play a show with your friends and stuff. The other thing is to be like, hey, what do you think, you know, this, and this. We'll ask for advice, and we'll, you know, because we're still new to it too. And we'll ask for like, hey, what do you think we should do? That kind of stuff. But we won't really ask for like huge favors or anything like that. Like we kind of want to earn where we're at, you know.
That's, I mean, what you said is perfect. It always ask for advice, and then favors. I feel like that stuff will come naturally later on, you know. Like, I wanted to ask, when did you guys come up with the name? Did you guys have the name going into recording?
So when I initially like had started working on stuff, I had an idea. Like, I'm very much about, when it comes to music specifically, I'm very like, I like concept. I like concept ideas, like concept albums, concepts for bands. Like, that's always, like, I'm a nerd. So like, I like that kind of stuff, you know? So my idea for this was like, oh, this is what it's going to be. And it's going to be about like this, and this. And it's funny because what ended up working out was, we have an EP called Crime Rituals, and that was actually going to be the name of the band prior.
It's a cool name too.
Yeah.
And
fuck, dude.
Yeah. Crime Rituals was going to be, it was going to be a band based off true crime. I'm a huge true crime enthusiast. I'm not in any shape, form or form a serial killer. But
that's something a serial killer would say.
Yeah. Damn it. The cops are going to look back at this and like, we got him. We got him. Someone's going to bust in through the door right now.
It's gonna be us on the documentary afterwards. Like, we knew.
We didn't know. They asked us to help, and we just told them, sure, come by.
Our faces are blurred, but we go to reach for a coffee.
But I've always been fascinated with that, like true crime and all that kind of stuff. So like I came up with Crime Rituals as a working title. So I was like, cool, that could be a band. Every song will be about different types of crimes or stuff like that, you know? And that became its own thing. But when we started writing more and becoming more of a band, I was like, this isn't really like, I don't want to be stuck, you know? Like, that'd be cool. But like, the sound is way different from what it thought it was going to be in my head. Obviously, that's what happens when you work with people that kind of have their own style and stuff like that, you know? So, I was, during the pandemic, Nothing and Full of Hell put out like this live concert thing. And I don't remember exactly what it was called, but I believe the word auditory was in there or something like that. And I thought, auditory. It just kind of stayed in my head. And I don't know. It just came about, like, you know, words that start with the same letter type of thing. And so I was like, we're going to call this Auditory Anguish. It sounds like, I like not necessarily being a band that appeases to everybody and being a little different. And I always like making people feel a little bit uncomfortable in a way. And I think our music kind of has that. So I was like, call it Auditory Anguish. And at first, like, the guys were like, all right. But I think they felt like, oh, we got to listen to this guy. He's paying for us to record. Like,
We got to listen to the old guy.
Yeah, the old man. Yeah, so it stuck, and, you know, started playing shows and stuff like that. And there's been some times where people are like, that's a sick name. Which is funny, that's like, people that I work with, like higher ups, like CEOs and stuff like that, because we're still kind of a smaller company, so I see them. They'll stop by once in a while, but now they know that I'm in a band. They follow the band, and they like when I told
it's always such a weird thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit cringe, you know. Like I'm always like a little, oh shit, like, you know. Now I can't call.
Yeah, they're gonna know.
So if you're watching, I don't. I'm actually, but so I was talking to one of the like VPs and stuff, and just like recently, like 2 weeks ago, and he was like, "Hey, how's the band going?" I was like, "Oh, cool. Like we just released our first like official record, and we're gonna play a release party and stuff like that." And he goes like, "Oh, cool. What's the name of your band?" And I was like, you know, like, and I was gonna give him Dying Breath just because, like, I don't know, that was easier, you know. But then I'm like, I work in healthcare. I don't think Dying Breath is gonna, like, you know. So like,
both. It's a toss.
Yeah. So
hospice.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, it's Auditory Anguish, and he goes like, what? And I was like, yeah. He's like, whoa, that's a good name. And it just kind of went from there. I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I think it's cool. It's a little
cool
different.
name.
It's a cool name.
I think it's cool. It's a little different.
At least you don't have to tell your bosses that you play in a band called Torture Culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little more. It's a little more rough. It definitely makes you go.
Yeah. We're real nice guys. Right?
I swear. I promise. But that's kind of initially like the story behind Auditory. Like that's how it started. It was just kind of like an idea, and then guys started helping me out. Now it's a full band. Before we did the run with Nails, we were just a 4-piece, and we wanted to stay that way. And then aesthetically, like I think when we were talking more about like the Nails run and stuff like that, I think like sound wise and like just to refrain from me like having to like, if I fuck up, I'm gonna ruin everything, you know. Getting a second guitar player and someone that was like already like vibed with us, like bonded with us and that kind of stuff, and had their own things going on. We're like, hey, let's just get one for the Nails run, and if it works out, like they can be in the band. And Ben, who joined last year, he's in Dying Breath with me, and we just became really good friends. So I was like, that's who I want to be in the band, you know. That's who I would like to play guitar.
Sidebar, Dying Breath. You guys practice at Gemini?
I think that's what it's
Orange
called.
County?
Yes.
So we share a building with you guys.
Oh, really?
We practice in the same building.
Uh-huh.
If you walk in the door all the way to the left,
Uh-huh.
we're at the door at the far end.
Uh-huh.
And we've seen you guys like coming in and out, and I'm like, I fucking know these dudes.
Yeah.
Like, and then I think one time we ran into Andres,
Okay.
and I was like, what band practices here? He's like, Dying Breath. I was like, okay, that fucking makes sense. Like now, I understand. Yeah.
Do you guys like that place? This is off topic, but
You know what? Like it's cool for what it is, but the sound sucks.
so okay. So I'm sorry if I'm talking smack on this place and if like they listen or anything. That place sucks.
It's just concrete walls.
So yeah, the sound sucks. And in the summer, oh my god.
You know how to turn the AC down, right?
No.
Okay, so right next to the drink machine, there's that little like closet. Same code as the front door, and the AC controls
This
inside.
whole time,
Dude, we go in there and just crank it all the way down. because it's hot as fuck.
Dying Breath was a 5-piece. That's already bad, and we share that space with like Scalp and Ben's other band, Contract Killer.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of equipment there, right? Yeah. Summers, like this is our first year there. The summer sucked, even up until just recently. So now we have 6 members because we have another guitar player. Dude, even when it's cold outside and we're practicing in there, I'm just, I'll go in there all like bundled up, and then I have to take one layer off at a time to like, all right, man, this is ridiculous.
Our drummer, Steve, because he's the one that first started, like he had a tiny lock out there and then just upgraded the rooms. Like, we used to share a room with Death by Stereo. And then when they moved out, so right now it's like Torture Culture, Easy Out, and then our homies in Codename Rocky are in our same room. But yeah, he lives like 5 minutes away. So whenever we practice, he just goes in and just turns the AC down like at the beginning of the day and just crank it as low as possible.
So it could be cold.
Yeah, so that the whole place, because that AC controls everything.
I did not know that.
Dude, I walked in there one time and it was set to 85. And I was like, nope. We're fucking going, dude, all the way down to 62, dude. Like,
I'm trying to keep my like young complexion, man. I need to be cold. Yeah.
So, but yeah, the sound in there, it's like it's cool for what it is because you 24/7 access.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
There's bathrooms, they're clean, you know, whatever. But the sound sucks because it's just 4 concrete walls or whatever. You know?
It's rough. It's rough,
but it does the job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Dude, I can't imagine. I mean, it's with AC on, it gets hot eventually. So I can't imagine.
Yeah, and like the studio or the spot we have is a little bit bigger than this because I think they just kind of wanted to move out of their. I don't pay, so I can't really complain, you know.
Right.
But Scalp wanted to move out from the last place we practice at, and that place was dope, but it just had. It was in a shitty spot. So if we practice too loud or at a certain time, the people that had stuff upstairs would like complain. And it became a big thing. But it's like, this is a rehearsal space. Like, you know?
Yeah.
What do you expect, you know?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just them. There was other people there. But whatever. They just got the short end of the stick. So... when they moved, I think they just wanted to get like another spot and they were looking around. So they got that spot. And at first it was like, okay, you know, but after a couple times, as much as you want to be like, well, this is cool. Like it was like, damn, this sucks, you know? Yeah, you're right. It gets the job done. It's cool. But it's like, man, I just
hit that AC control.
Yeah,
dude.
now that I know, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you up and be like, hey, what was that thing?
Dude, it's the same, like I said, same code as the door. Like when you walk in and it,
cool. Because I don't know if they know that. You know what I mean? Because
really?
we've all been like, what the hell, dude? Because, you know, and the other spots, we can control it in the room, but in that spot, you can't. So, okay, now I know. Yeah, now I know.
That's funny. But yeah, because I think there were a couple times where like we've been there and like the door's been open and I've seen you guys either coming or going.
Oh, okay.
And been like, I know these dudes like from somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I finally put it all together.
We practiced there late.
Yeah.
Too. So yeah, if you were there late, you probably.
Yeah, we practiced at like from like 8 to like 10.
Oh, dang. That's our time. Yeah.
I think it was one of the times when we were doing the photos and.
Yeah, that was another time too.
Because we were there late.
Yeah.
Well, now you can say what's up if you see us.
Yeah.
We'll be there tomorrow and Tuesday too. So.
We'll be there Tuesday.
Cool.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll be around.
Cool. Yeah, we got a couple shows we got to get ready for. So, Dying Breath is playing For the Children. Shout out For the Children. We're playing that this next weekend.
Yeah, we have to compete with you guys that weekend.
Oh, really?
Well, we're playing Condor is doing their last show at Chain. And we're playing the Condor show with Easy Out. So we're the only like not heavy band playing.
How many bands are playing that?
5.
And that's on Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, but it's
sorry, guys.
But it's a free show. So
oh, okay.
Yeah, Brandon
I think
was like,
that's what makes
exactly,
it. Yeah.
exactly. Brandon was like, listen, we're competing, and I was like, I know. He's like, but I'm gonna make it free. Let's do it. I was like, all right, well, fuck it.
Yeah, everyone that can't go over there should definitely go to your
yeah. If you can't make it for the children, you know, obviously. Yeah. So we knew that when we said yes to the show.
That's cool, yeah.
But yeah. So, but well, so how did all right? So going back to Auditory Anguish, because I want to talk Dying Breath too, but I don't want to sidetrack too far.
Sure, yeah.
So the most recent record, how did you guys end up working with Taylor Young, and what was that experience like for you guys?
All right, so we did the run with Nails, and Dead Body was on there, which shout out Taylor Young too, because he was a homie even before we recorded with him. So, okay, so I'm stupid.
Hey, welcome to the club, brother.
Again, graduated high school, went in a couple of years of community college. I'm dumb. So, during that run, on the way back, because we played Berkeley, and then the next show was the Belasco in downtown LA. So we had to be at the Belasco by, to my understanding, it was by 4, but they ended up changing it to like 3, right? There was a big accident that day, like huge accident. A semi flipped over, and there was like pistachios all over the freeway. They closed that free, and the 5 is, if you get in an accident, even fender bender on the 5, they close the whole thing down.
Yeah.
So we were literally on the hill over just to get into like right before Valencia. So we were in me and my girlfriend were in traffic for 4 hours. We left, we stayed in San Francisco because we went to go visit her brother, and and so after Berkeley we went back to San Francisco, and we're like, if we leave like at 7 or 8, we should be fine, plenty of time.
Yeah.
No. The rest of the guys made it. They left earlier, and David actually ended up taking a back way around, and he had told me, but I'm just a dummy and was like, nah, it'll clear up.
It's fine. Yeah.
It'll clear up. Because I'm looking at the time. Yeah, I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, it's going to be 2 right now. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. We passed the accident at like a little bit over after 5. We got into like the Valencia area like past Six Flags, like at 6 o'clock, and the show started. I think doors were at 6, so that means we had to be on stage at 7.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna make it. I was not gonna make it. So I was like, play the show, guys.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. Play the show. Everyone was either pissed, sad, or both. I get a call from Ben. He goes like, hey, I'm gonna hook you up. You're going to come in, have your guitar ready, don't bring your pedal board. There's going to be an amp set on the stage. Go to that side, plug in, you're good to go. If you need a tune, we'll tune you real quick, but that's what you're going to use. I was like, what? He goes like, just don't worry about it. Come to find out that Ben and Andres spoke with Taylor and told him what was going on. Taylor, yeah, just tell him to come in.
Sick.
And they were running like the SNK heads, so it's not tubed, it's just easy, know. So he was like, he'll be fine, he just has to plug in. So I was like, all right, cool. I told my girl, floor it, like we're getting there.
Yeah.
She pulls into, and the other thing is that street was closed because they were doing construction in front of the Belasco.
So parking.
Yeah. So she pulls up 2 blocks over, pulls into the first parking structure, and then I go like, I'm gonna get. She goes like, get out. I'll find parking. I was like, all right, cool. I run with I think I brought my backpack and my guitar. I'm running 2 blocks, just fucking running. I'm like, I hope nobody hits me. I get there. I get to the front. I'm like, I don't know which way I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
The drummer Carlos, I believe his name is, from Nails is coming out, and he goes like, go around the back. So I go to the back, I get in, and I was like, I'm supposed to be on stage. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And then Joey, who plays drums for World Peas, he's the homie. He goes like, hey, go to the other side. Put your guitar down here, go to the other side. So everyone was telling me which way to go. I get there, I freaking spawn on stage. Taylor Young is right there. He's like, just plug in right there. Dude, it was just insane. There were 4 songs in. We had, I think, 4 or 5 left. I'm like, I made it. I made it. Do I remember any of that? No. I don't remember going on stage. I remember running because I was like fearing for my life. I don't remember getting to the Belasco. I don't remember like playing the show. I don't remember any of that. To this day, I get shit for it. Be like, hey, make sure you're there on time.
Yeah.
That'll
Forever.
Be with you
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah,
And
forever.
I know that's like a long preface to like how
Yeah.
you know, but that's the relationship where it started.
Right.
Big shout out to Taylor Young for helping us out. Big shout out to Andres again and Ben for helping me out. So from there on, we just kind of spoke. I was the one that kind of initiated. I was like, hey, thanks so much. Appreciate, what you did, because you didn't have to do that. We're nobodies. Yeah. We're the band that was on there that was not on a label. We were nobodies. So thank you. He was like, no, dude, I know how it is. No problem. Anytime I can help. So I don't know what made me think of this. Maybe it's because we were rolling in the Benjamins and I was like, let's record with Taylor Young, And it was just kind of an idea. I just kind of threw it out there and we all were like, yeah, if we can make it work, sure. So I started talking to him. I was like, hey, maybe we could work together. He was like, yeah, man, say when and we'll figure it out. And I was like, well, what does your year look like? What do we do? And he gave me some dates and I was like, all right. So I told the guys, like, hey, if you guys want to do that, we can do it this, And we didn't need to, but it was just kind of like, if it works,
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yeah, let's figure this out. So it just kind of worked out. And I don't know, it was because we have an established relationship with Andrew. Mm-hmm. We love Andrew. He's a homie. He's a friend. We see him at shows. We'll always support what he does. We'll probably go back to him at some point too, record some more stuff. Dying Breath records with him. So we see him,
Yeah.
We just wanted to try something that, I don't know, what's maybe going to put us out of our comfort element and also just a different headspace,
Yeah.
And you look at Taylor Young's like catalog and you're just like, most of us are from Pomona. We all rep like Zabalba a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm friends with Brian. We're all friends with Brian and stuff. So we're like, he's recorded them. He's recorded Nails.
Yeah.
Let's fucking see what we can do, So first day, we were just kind of feeling it out just to see how things were going to go, how he was. Because a lot of things, too, is you don't know how, sound engineers, recording engineers, producers are going to be. They might be like, you suck, dude.
Yeah.
Don't play guitar ever again. And I would, go home and, yeah. But, it was dope. Like, it was not stressful at all. I think we're more stressed at ourselves. Mm-hmm. He's very like kind of like about it. Like, he's very much like, this is what it is and this is why, and that's it. There's no like sugarcoating it. There's no, and what Andrew has is that he's super funny. He'll make you laugh. He'll, but when it's time to record, it's like, let's get to it. Let's try it this way, whatever. And with Taylor's, we never knew if we're like, does he like it?
Yeah.
And as soon as like his response would be very like, fuck yeah, that's dope. Right. And it's just like, all right, cool. Like,
Yeah.
But then we started talking about other stuff and I was like, well, he must fuck with it if he's like going into other stuff. Because if you don't care, you could just be like, yeah, dude, that sounds good, whatever, and move on. But that was dope. It was dope. The Pit is dope. If anyone has the chance to record there, do it. That place is cool. He's really good at what he does. He knows a lot of shit. He teaches you a lot of shit, and like, he just brings out the best that you can from each individual and stuff like that. Shout out Abe for that though, because he did the drums in like 3 hours.
No shit.
Yeah, and those songs are not easy on drums. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ, man. The pressure's on, brother.
Yeah.
Like, damn. But yeah, that's
sick.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. If we get the chance to go back there, we'd like to,
Did you guys go in already with your like tempos mapped out, or did you guys do that with
No. So our tempo, our metronome is Abe. He's just a freaking machine, man.
Does he play to a click?
Nope. Not that I know of. Like, when we record, I think when we recorded with Andrew, he did. But when we write the songs, I don't think he doesn't.
What about live? I mean,
no.
Okay.
No. He has like in-ear monitors that kind of help him, but he doesn't have a click or anything like that. We're not that kind of band. Well, I think we're more like a feeling type of band. Yeah. So we just kind of, if it feels cool, this is the right tempo, then we'll do it. If we feel like we need to up it or slow it down, then we'll do that. But majority of the time, we kind of nail it.
Cool. I was asking because I heard it, and I'm very much punk and like hardcore. I rarely go heavier, and so when Mike showed me your stuff, I was like, this sounds really good, and I felt like you guys' the reason I was asking about tempo is that it didn't feel. I feel like a lot of times like you can just tell when a band almost feels rushed.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It felt like it felt. I don't know how to explain it other than just it felt good. It felt like you parts took their time. And it was like you could, I don't know. I could feel like I don't know how to explain it musically.
Shit had time to breathe.
Shit had time to breathe. Like it was good. Like I was impressed. Like, oh, this sounds dope. And then he's like, dude, they're with Taylor. I was like, oh shit.
Okay. Yeah. I think a lot of it. No, like disrespect to Taylor, but excuse me, sorry. That was just us like saying we gotta nail this, Yeah. I think.
You want another water?
No, I'm good. Oh. I'm over getting sick, but I just have this lingering cough.
Yeah, the leftovers. Yeah.
Yeah, but we locked ourselves in Abe's garage, which is where we practice, for like a full day. We're like, you're coming in, you're not getting out until this time. So we got there.
Yeah.
We got there like at, I want to say 10 or even a little bit later, maybe 11. And one day we just practiced till like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And we're like, cool, I think we got them. Or we just told ourselves that just because we want to get out of there. But that's the day that we mostly like dialed everything in. And that was like maybe a week or so before we went in. And then we might have run them one more time. And then we're like, we got this, I was a little bit hesitant because, again, I don't shred.
Yeah.
I riff. I'll write some noodly parts, but I don't shred. If you guys have heard Unrelenting Blade, that has a solo or 2 solos in it. That's the first time I've ever done a solo in anything. I had a set like solo and I was like, this is crappy, man. And then Ben wrote his maybe a month or so before we went in. And I was like, God damn, Ben's so good. Because Ben is such a good guitar player. He's very, like, his technique is, like, spot on. I'm sloppy as hell. And I was like, I can't, like, do my solo first and it be, like, a shit solo to his, like, good one. I need to lead up to it and it be, like, bam, Yeah. So, like, he kind of pushed me to like do it, and it wasn't because he was like, hey dude, your solo sucks, even though I'm sure like there's like but like, so like I was nervous. I was like, am I gonna do this right? Am I gonna fucking do this? So whatever, we get to the part and we start doing the fill-ins and stuff like that, and we did the solo, and I'm first up for my part. And I don't know, dude, I got the guitar and I blacked out, and I was like, oh my god, are we done? Did we do it? And I don't know if you guys have seen Old School, but there's that scene where like Will Ferrell's like saying the stuff. I was like, oh god. And then I was like, I told Taylor, I was like, I could do it better. And he goes like, dude, you did it. You're fine. You're good. And I was like, okay, cool. But like, I legit was like, oh god, thank God. But that was something that I wasn't like super ready for at the time, like I was in my head. I was just like, oh god, and even now, like when we play live, I'm always like, I need to get this right and stuff, because I don't do that, like that's not the type of guitar I play. But with the way that we're writing now, and a lot of the songs that are written now in Auditory are like a combination of guys. So Goat and Ben will work on something. Me and Ben will work on something. Sometimes it'll be just like, hey, I have this song, and I'll bring it to everybody. By the time we're done with it, it's totally different. Yeah, cool. There's not like a set person that writes in Auditory. I mean, at first it was just like me, here's the ideas, but I've never been the type of person that's like, this is what it is. I need you to play this and you're going to play this and this is what it is, you know? Because I think like that's also what gives us our sound,
Right.
Yeah.
you know? And in the band too, like we all listen to similar stuff. We all have a lot of bands that we enjoy that are in common with all of us, but then we also have our own like stuff that we all listen to, and I think we all bring that, put it in the blender, and then this is what you get, you know. Which I think we have like a certain sound, at least for like our general area, but I don't know.
Yeah. You guys definitely do. You guys stand out amongst, you know, the quote unquote hardcore bands in the Inland Empire. You know what I mean? And I say hardcore loosely because and this is a good thing. Like the sound is changing, right? Like I think we were first coming out of COVID. Everybody in the IE wanted to play in a hardcore band, and a lot of the hardcore bands sounded like each other.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to see everybody kind of like find their own sound and find their own, you know, like little niche. And, and it's still like, it's still got the community aspect. It's still got the, you know, like drivey hardcore mentality, but there's some death metal over here. There's some like fucking, you know, slam shit over here, you know, and it's cool to see that, like that evolution taking place. Even just since we've started doing this podcast, like seeing bands that like started as straight hardcore and now they've like, oh, but all of us also love fucking slam music, so we're doing this shit. And like all of us actually like really like pop punk, so our choruses are fucking catchy as shit, you know. So it's cool, man.
And I think also it plays into your sound, what you said, how everyone kind of collaborates on it.
Yeah.
So I feel like with a lot, it's just easier now with bands to have one writer, you know, and I feel like that will dictate, you know, what a band is and almost stays.
Yeah.
And so I think it's cool when you have multiple writers because it'll take you in different directions.
Yeah, like I think like especially our like the last EP, the newest one, you could tell if you know us, you could kind of tell like who kind of wrote what, who did what. And I like that, you know. I think it makes Auditory like interesting, at least from the outside perspective, you know, because too like David, he has such like a strong voice and he has a certain way of like like I said, cadence and how he delivers his wording and stuff. But like I think the background music, like us, like the music and stuff like that, the melodies and harmonies and all that stuff, like you wouldn't think they would blend in together, because you would think like David would be more like a straight hardcore singer, you know. But then you put like our music on top of his vocals and you're just like, that sounds crazy, you know. At least that's what I think, you know. And I like to think that we push each other, whether it's with writing parts or writing a song where it's like, hey, we did that, let's top that somehow. And that's hard because like not to brag or anything, but like that EP was rough to like top, you know, because the first demo, like the first 3-song demo, like it sounded like when I heard it and when Andrew was done with it and then we got it mastered through Nick Townsend, and we got it, I was like, this is what we sound like, because he did all the guitar sound and all that after the fact. I just kind of played it all in, and then he's like, I'll dial it in. He reamped it. I'll dial it in, you know. So when I got it, I was like, what the? Like, this is heavier than I thought we were going to sound like, you know?
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Never. I'm the guy that if the sound guy tells turn down, I turn up. Fuck that, man. I don't do that. So when I got it, I was like, this is fucking crazy. And, you know, like, it's hard for people that don't do music or are just kind of like the more like audience people, like for them to explain, like, this is what I think you sound like or whatever. And I don't really like sticking to like being bind to a genre. Like, I don't really, you know, like whatever you guys think we sound like, that's cool. Yeah. You know, I just want to write songs, you know?
And I think another thing too, you know, you were talking about the first EP, like what a lot of people don't consider when you're starting a project is that first record is all the shit over who knows how long that has been sitting around that maybe you haven't done anything with, but like that's a cool riff. Like, you know, like on the Easy Out shit, there's a riff that we wrote 12 years ago that I like was told Ryan, hey, can you polish this turd, right? And it became like our new EP that's coming out, like it became one of the bangers on the new EP, right?
Okay.
And it sounds nothing like the riff I wrote,
yeah.
which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But just that, so like when that first EP and those first songs come out, it's like there's so much material that you've kind of been working on for forever, and then you're kind of picking some of your strongest shit and making those songs. And then after that, it's like, okay, well, now we've figured out what this sound is.
Yeah.
Now we got to keep writing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always like always a toss up after that first release. Like, okay, now what do we do with what we just created?
Yeah.
And so it's hard for people that don't write music to grasp that too. Like, well, you fucking wrote the last shit. Why don't you
just do that again?
Do it again.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. You know what I mean? Like how, like especially if it's something people really like. You know, like. Sometimes you don't want to do that again. Sometimes you want to do something different or better or whatever the case is. Like I did that.
Yeah.
I did that. I want to move past that. And I think like, especially in like, let's say the bigger work that we've done. So the last EP, which was Crime Rituals, and this EP that we just put out, they sound totally different.
Mm-hmm.
One is because we added a member, you know, and he's freaking great. And two is because we've listened to more stuff. We've kind of taken everything we like a little bit more and just grew up from it, you know? Crime Rituals is always going to be Crime Rituals, and that's its own sound. And I love that because we still play stuff off of that, but we just want to do different stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then you get new gear that you're just like, I want to play with this thing. Like I want to, you know, like we're like, me and Ben are such like gearheads that we're just kind of looking for like cool stuff, or, you know, like, and I'm just like, I like weird sounds, as you guys can tell.
Yeah.
I've always been into that type of hardcore that does weird sounds and stuff like that. So I always incorporate stuff like that as background noise or like filler or whatever, you know, just because it sounds cool and stuff. And that's just kind of where my brain goes. So you get new things and you're like, I want to put this in. I don't know where, but I want to use it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like you just kind of try and progress as much as you can as a band to the next. Like the next thing we do, when we do it, might be totally different, you know, completely different. But I think like we've kind of found a place where we all can incorporate what we want to do, you know? And we work, I think, well together to the point where if we don't care for something, we could just be like, hey, let's not do that. And then maybe we can come back to it. Because there's a song or a riff, rather, that I had tabled. I was like, I wrote it. The song was written. The song was done. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So I told the guys, I really don't want it. And they were like, all right. You know, they're kind of bummed. And then, like, when we went in to go, we were going to do something before the Nails run. Goat said, like, hey, check this out. And he started playing something, and then he added the stuff that we had tabled. And I was like, using that riff? He goes like, yeah, dude, I like the riff. So I figured I'll throw it in. And I managed to work it. So I was like, cool, dude. Like, that's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think that's dope. Like when you can work together like that, that's dope.
Yeah, and no ego to it too.
No, absolutely no.
And I think it helps too. I mean, like you were saying, when you guys first went to record together, like you guys weren't even close, you know, not like you are now.
Yeah.
Right. So the relationship has changed, and everybody can kind of like, you know, feel and vibe off of each other about how things are moving forward too. So that definitely helps with the writing process.
Yeah, 100%. You kind of know how to. Like if you're trying to write something that maybe will go on a riff I wrote, you know how to complement it because you know how each other think now and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, at first it was a little bit like, how is this you know, how's it gonna go? I'm telling you, like when we wrote the songs for our first show, like that's why I say like we worked hard enough, but that's just because we were still finding our spot and stuff like that. I think we just wanted to play heavy stuff, and that's what I told Abraham when we started this too. Is like I just want to be as heavy, as dumb as shit, and sound like weird. Like that's my purpose. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. if we can get someone that sounds dope behind the mic, cool. If not, I'll do it. I mean, I'm glad I didn't have to do it because I don't have the lung capacity to scream all the time. But
it's always a guitar player or a bass player that just doesn't want to be a vocalist that ends up being a vocalist. So you got lucky.
Yeah, dude. Well, when I was like younger, this going to the other thing you asked earlier, I was I was a front person. I did vocals mostly, like in high school and stuff. I didn't do guitar. Even though I started playing guitar, that was my instrument. I didn't actually like play guitar like majority of the time in a band until probably after high school.
Dude, we might be the same person, man.
same thing.
Same thing, dude.
Yeah.
Wait. So what? Were you? You said you were Pomona, right?
Yeah. Grew up in Pomona.
What bands did you play in before?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot.
I'll give you. Okay, we always do.
I'm gonna give you high school bands, and that's the only bands I'm gonna give you. Everyone else can be like a armchair detective and find any other bands because I really don't want to name some of them. But I used to be in a band called Cutter Throat. Okay. I went to Gary High School. That's that's where I went to high school with. And I had been in a band that kind of like they did me dirty, and they ended up getting a new singer when I left after a show at some point. Someone just grabbed the mic and they did like an encore set.
It's like a rock star thing.
I guess so, dude. And so I was like, well, fuck those guys. So then I was just kind of like,
we don't have to name that band.
Yeah. So I was just kind of going from, like seeing who was doing what. Yeah. And one of my friends was like, oh yeah, I started this band with this dude, and the singer, like, I don't think he won. And I had seen them play a couple times, and I was like, your singer sucks, brother.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it came about, but I just kind of went to his house one day for practice, and I just started doing it. And I think the guy ended up leaving, like, out of his own account, So I was like, oh, I'll sing, And they had potential, like, but it's just like, it's a high school band,
Yeah.
And then so I joined the band, and it became pretty cool, like tighten it up and all that stuff.
And this was Cutter Throat?
Yeah. Okay. And then later on, we ended up playing. This is funny because I left, but then they needed a vocalist because they got a show at the Whiskey. And this is pay to play. Also, fuck pay to play shit, man. But so anyway,
especially at the Whiskey, because they're trying to get you to sell like 100 tickets.
I didn't have to do anything. I just showed up. So we played this show, and that was like my last official show with them. But like that band did a lot of cool stuff. We played a lot of shows, a lot of backyard shows.
That name sounds familiar. What's
funny is that later on, the guy who was like the main head in the band, he's a tattoo artist. Mm-hmm. His name is John. He goes Jonatello. I forget his Instagram, but he started tattooing, and so he did some work on me. We kind of reconnected and stuff. And I was like, hey, we should do like Cutter Throat stuff again.
Yeah.
Right? Cause just me trying to relive the glory days, right? And he was like, nah, because he was still doing music. He's very much like, he's very talented. So he would still have his little setup and whatever. And we did it. We never put it out. It's like, we have access to it and stuff, but we did it. And I can't scream anymore, man. Yeah. That was it. Like, that was it. And that was right after the pandemic. So that kind of appeased me for a little bit, up until like Auditory. So I was doing that, and that was cool, that we still were able to do that, you know. But we did it just me and him. We didn't get the band together. It was just kind of like us two. And again, he was like the main head doing all the songs and stuff. But that was like the high school band that I was most like, I would say, proud of. There's other bands and stuff, but that was the one where I could say like that one did a lot for me. Yeah.
And then how did Dying Breath come together?
That was like just homies hitting homies up. So initially that's a Cole from Scalps, the bass player from Scalp. That's his kind of thing, like his child.
You guys had a different name first, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
Was it Cold View or Cold Stare? Yeah. But
unfortunately,
yeah.
So, which at first, like, I was a little bit hesitant to Dying Breath, but it's grown on me. Also, like, we have some pretty cool looking merch, so you know, I back it. But that was his thing. He had sent some, like, and this is even before we started jamming, he had sent some like riffs and he was like, hey, you know, what do you think? And I was like, cool, dude, if you ever need a bass player, because I didn't want to do guitar for another band, if you need a bass player, hit me up. And then months later, somehow I think he played a show with Andres, and he saw Andres play, and he was like, oh, dude, I could probably work with this guy. And this is before Big Ass Truck blew up.
The man of 1,000 bands.
Yeah, he was in every band at that point.
Yeah.
But somehow he found time to like practice with Cole, and they had like a couple songs, kind of, you know, like the skeleton of it.
Right.
I came in and I started hanging out with Ben because my girl and his girl, they work together and they're like good friends. Okay. So like, you know, we would hang out, we went to shows together and stuff like that. And then me and Ben started talking. You know, it's always weird when you meet new people and you kind of, oh, you play guitar? Oh, cool. And then you're just kind of like awkward silence, and then you think of stuff to ask. So like, we had those moments, but he knew who Scalp was. I think he tattooed Cole at some point too, so he knew who they were. Right. And I was like, when Cole told me, I was like, hey, I think I have a guy who would want to do guitar if you're open to me bringing someone in. He was like, yeah, for sure. And it just so happened that at the time, Port City, which is where Ben works at, Port City Tattoo in Santa Ana, is right across the street from where Scalp used to practice. Oh, okay. So he was like, yeah, like, I'm down. Like, that works out. So he brought his guitar one day, and we just started working, and just from there, it just kind of went on. We didn't have any idea of who was going to do vocals or anything like that. Somehow, we kind of conned Oscar into doing it. Yeah. I think he had always wanted to do like a band, or he had tried, it just never went anywhere. And he knew all of us. So he's like, hell yeah, like, this is the easiest thing ever. Yeah. And yeah, from there, it just kind of went on.
And first show was Mosh for Youth, wasn't it?
That was a secret set that
I was there for that.
Yeah, it's a secret set that I kind of sweet talked Vic into letting us do. I was like, can we do this right after Auditory plays? We have 3 songs, we'll fucking be in and out.
All the gear can just stay on stage. Yeah.
Was that the one after my wedding?
The one we Yeah, we sponsored that one.
Dude, we got married, and then the next day was the...
Oh, shit. Yeah. Tight.
I had all
true rocker stuff, yeah.
I had all the beer from their wedding in the back of the van.
Oh, shit.
At Mosh for Youth, so if anybody wanted beer, it was there. It was all warm, though.
When we...
Hey, man, beer's beer when you really want to drink.
When we, like, you know, we're going to be one of the sponsors for Mosh for Youth for the podcast, I was like, sick. And then when he said the date, I was like...
Oh, maybe not sick.
I was like, dang. I was like, well, I know Mike. You know, Mike's gonna go and stuff. And then I didn't even bring it up, but she hears about it, and she's like, "That's the day after our wedding. We can go." And I was like,
"We weren't leaving for the honeymoon until the next day."
Oh, okay, tight. That worked out.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you want.
Oh, sweet wife of mine.
Yeah. If you want to do this, I'll go. Yeah.
I don't have to, but I will if that's. Yeah. Where'd you guys get married, if you don't mind me asking?
We got married in downtown Riverside.
Okay.
At the
Life Arts Center, but it was the old YMCA building. Kind of around the corner from the Mission Inn.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. That's dope, though. But yeah, that was our first like show, so to speak. It went great, you know. Yeah. And then from there on, I think we were like, okay, let's record. And again, we went with Andrew and stuff like that. And then the whole name change thing.
Yeah, I think I feel like right when you guys changed your name, there was a show right here at the Birdcage, the outdoor, like the coffee shop.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And I was there for that, and then I was like, wait a second. That's and they're like, oh yeah, they had to change their name because of
some conflicts.
Yeah, some conflicts.
But that I have fun with that band just because I'm not a guitar player in it, so it's easier for me to kind of lay back.
Less strings, dude.
Less strings, less worrying about how good I sound. I just like, as long as it's a bump, 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 it's fine. I like to think that me and Andres are always in sync as a rhythm section.
Yeah.
Probably not, but you know. And a lot of the talking for me is my hair. Like I like to. There's a joke too that they're like, no, we can't let go of Diego. He has the hair, you know. Now everyone's growing their hair out. Like Goat has long hair now too in Auditory, so I can't.
Like you guys gotta.
Yeah, hey, listen.
This is my thing.
Yeah. And then Donovan, who plays in Contract Killer, just joined Dying Breath too. He's played a few shows with us. He has long hair too, so I'm like, fuck. My job's gone, man.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, but that's how Dying Breath came about.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, man. We have a couple questions for you. Sure. Some of them, one of them got sent directly to me, so let me read that one first. It was Brandon from Slumped, and he wants to know what gear do you use essentially for each project, and then he said love for each project. So what's your rig rundown?
I don't know if I'm such okay. I like to say I'm not a snob. Mm-hmm. But I'm a little bit of a snob just because that's my sound. But I'll just put it out there because at some point there's gonna be a picture somewhere of my stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, when I first started Auditory, it was just literally it was just a I forgot what company it is. I think it's I have an Earthquaker device, Rainbow Machine that I used to use for noise. And then I had a delay effects pedal that I don't remember what it was. It might have been just a Boss, but I upgraded or rather downgraded for space because it's smaller from this like it's like a very small company. You could probably get it on like Amazon or something. I think that's where I got mine. But Devin from Scalp told me, oh yeah, dude, this is reverb and delay, and it, you know, you could tap tempo with your foot if you hold it down. So I was like, sick. I don't have to bend down and turn stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't remember what the name of that is. But those are my noise pedals really, when I started. And then just an NS2, I think at the time, just for feedback and stuff. And my gain pedal, I forgot what it is, but it was like, I think it's called like the Flesh Rot or something like that. I don't remember the company, but it's like a green pedal, and that was my distortion. But I tone stack. So like my head, my whatever guitar head I'm using is the gain is usually at about midnight, so like 12 o'clock, so like 5 on the dial or something. But I use a PV 6505 head and whatever cab is being, you know, backlined. Usually if we backline, they're Mesas. So I personally only own a Marshall, which I haven't used since I think 2 years ago, because everything's usually backline, or we backline ourselves. And guitars, I've switched guitars a lot. I started with Jazz Masters and Jags. And I love that body. I love the, you know, the offset, the curvature. I was gonna stick to just that. However, playing heavy music,
the bridge is terrible.
Sometimes you need to, you know, give more. So I bought a Viper partially because of Scalp, playing with those guys and seeing them and stuff. I've always liked like SGs. So I got a Viper. And then I had that for a while. And then we got, both me and Ben got me to buy a bundle for an SNK head and a Dunable guitar, which was freaking sick. I think it was only $1,200 or something like that last year. And I got R2 Dunable. And that body's sick too because it's offset. It's just not something you can ride on though, man. Because it doesn't sit where it should. Yeah. So it's only like a live guitar type thing. And that was a good guitar. But after recording with Taylor, he just kind of talked to us like, he's like, you guys, like, for like down tuning, especially at where you guys are, you guys got to get a freaking baritone.
Yeah.
And we were going to try and get some through Dunable. He was going to try and talk to someone to kind of hook us up, but it just never worked out. And Dunables are really expensive too.
Yeah.
So as much as if they're listening though, like, hey, but so me and Ben ended up getting ESPs just because they were easier to, to obtain and stuff. So that's what we rock now. We do baritones on stage now, and it just changed our sound. And then again, Ben coming in, he kind of helps with the sound too, because he started using a 6-channel equalizer, and it just changed our tone dramatically.
You guys are playing baritone 6 strings?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't want to jump to 7?
No, I don't. First of all, again, I don't shred, and I know like Deftones does it too, and we love Deftones and stuff. But I think just for like what we do, it's just like 6 doesn't, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna add another string. My brain can only keep up with what's again. I'm not a smart dude, man.
Jesse can tell you this. I've been against 7 string for years at this point. Like I refuse to get an extra string.
Yeah, it's like if it's not needed. I mean, it will sound like, especially for the chugs. Oh
It'll
man,
be beefy, yeah.
Look at excuse me. Look at smoked.
Yeah.
But we're not that.
Yeah.
So the less I have to do, the better. I hate changing strings, so we just got baritones, and our sound is great. And we were using the Oni, which is again something that we got from Taylor. We both got Onis, and that's been our tone for a little bit, at least I'd say like the last 4 months or something like that. But again, we're getting new stuff, so like, dude, that all can change, man. Like my distortion has changed a lot, and I know for Goat too, he got different stuff too. So I think our sound is pretty sick now from what it was, because it's a little muddy now. It's a little bit more clear. I remember we were doing like a couple runs, like a couple days, like with Mask from Utah. And the bass player and the guitarist were like, you guys are heavy as shit, but I can hear every string you guys pluck. That's fucking huge. Rare, because it muddies out sometimes when you have too much gain. But I can hear everything perfectly. And we're playing like concrete areas and like small stuff. So that, the sound kind of doles out. But he was like, dude, it sounds... And the equalizer does a lot of help with that.
Yeah.
For Dying Breath, I just use like a shitty Squire P bass. Like it's done the trick, dude. It does the trick, man.
Love that thing.
And it's stocked. I haven't changed anything. And I use same thing, an NS2 for the noise suppressor, and I use a long sword, I believe. It's a gain and fuzz boost that Cole from Scalp gave me to use. And that's it. And then I use all his bass stuff because I don't have any. So Ampeg is dope. But that's what I use for those 2 things. And I just try and dial it in as best as I can. But yeah, I'm a huge gearhead, so I just like changing stuff like that.
Do you want to contribute anything to this? Because I know this is your favorite part of conversations.
I was going to say, if you guys... No, I'm not. I'm a vocalist.
You just show up.
I just show up, man.
Yeah.
You were a guitar player.
At one point was for 5 years.
I was watching.
You're on mic though too.
I was watching an episode where you said that you lost your mic too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were saying like, the one time I show up with my mic and then I lost it. And I was like, damn. But at least you show up with a mic. Like David has a mic, he's never used it.
What?
Yeah. Andrew gave him a mic and said like, use this. Because, vocalists should have their own mic and stuff like that.
I always bring mine when I'm on the torch culture side. I always bring my mic because I hate using house mics. Because, you've just had like 4 or 5 dudes fucking spitting on that thing. And then like,
and then people wonder how they get sick.
Dude, and then like, I learned this from him. I bring hand sanitizer with me. And I like sanitize the mic.
That's smart.
Because like, every now and then.
Right now is lavender.
Dude, every now and then you get one of those mics and it fucking stinks, dude. And you're like, ugh.
Like, who the...
Yeah. Who was using this?
So you're on stage, you're just like, Yeah. So, anyways, what's up, guys?
Fuck is up, guys? Like pointing it that way.
Like, you know, early days of playing shows, you know, you're excited to go up next, and then you see the singer and it's like string shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Like,
Ugh.
yeah. Rock my own mic and cable.
Nice.
I did.
A couple other questions.
Sure.
From Ty, because Ty likes to hit the heavy hitters over here. What's your favorite thing about the scene right now?
I do like the diversity in sound. Going to like fests, you go into like Sound and Fury, and you see bands that aren't typical hardcore or not necessarily even hardcore, but just in the community. Because again, we were talking about this earlier. To me, hardcore is not just how hard you mosh, how heavy your riffs are. It's a community, right?
It's a mentality.
Yeah. You're trying to be a part of like maybe forward thinking, going against the grain, you know, open-minded space. And like going to fests that aren't just catering to just heaviness, but also catering to like, I don't know, maybe like an electronic band or whatever. Maybe I don't get it, but there's people there that get it, you know? Yeah. There's like people in the crowd that like heavy music, but also like some really soft stuff, you know? I think this last year, this past year's Sound and Fury, Cloakroom play. And I really like Cloakroom, you know? And a lot of people that I didn't expect to like Cloakroom that play in heavy bands are like, dude, that band's sick. And that's dope to hear when you hear people that play like, I don't know, like, you know, like death metal or something like that. And they said like, oh, you know, I really like this. Like for me, one of my favorite bands is Explosions in the Sky. Yeah. And that band has there's no vocals. Right. It's just all instrumental. But they write some vibey. They write some of the heaviest stuff I've ever heard. Yeah. Not necessarily in the typical sense of like chugging, but if you listen to that, it's almost like a religious experience, seeing them live or hearing it, you know? Like you just pop it on. You don't have to learn any lyrics. You just let the music kind of, you know, do what it does. Yeah. So to me that's something cool. And like also the like how kids are getting maybe younger and younger coming to the shows and getting into it. That's dope. If, you know, there's bands that might get, I don't know, like grief or something like that because they're like a starter band or whatever. And, you know, you have things like TikTok now that are blowing things up and stuff. But if that's what gets you into hardcore and you're just not like you're not just a tourist. Yeah. And you're like, actually, like, I wanted this. Like, I was looking for this. Cool. Yeah. This is where you should be. Yeah. You know, like I want people that come watch our shows or any show that we're a part of to know that they belong in something, you know? Yeah. Not that they're like going to be pushed away or anything for who they are as a person, you know, or what their beliefs are, you know, as long as they're not hurting themselves or other people around them purposefully, like, you know, with a purpose. You know, it's an open space and you belong here, you know, because there's a lot of shit going on right now that isn't right. And again, I don't have the answers to it. All I can say is like, come to this, you know, whether it's us playing or whoever else playing, but you belong here. So that's cool to see. Yeah. That's cool to see. And in festivals and in shows, people showing up for the community. Yeah.
And it's also, you know, coming from a fellow, we're old heads at this point, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, you know, it's cool to see like that acceptance of youth and that acceptance of the younger crowds coming in, because there are people that like, we know, I'm not gonna name any names, but motherfuckers, you know, I'm talking about you, that are like, fuck these kids. Like, dude, these kids are the ones that are gonna keep this 100%. Shit going. Yeah. Like, these kids are the future of this music. Yeah. And like, we can either like fucking accept that like they're gonna do shit differently than us and they're gonna mosh different, they're gonna move different, you know, whatever, or we can just sit here and be angry about it. And fucking either way, this shit's gonna move forward.
It takes a lot more out of you to be angry and hateful than it does to be just like, hey man, it is what it is. That's why, like, I think to, you know, two of our members are in Body Slam, so they're connected to Mosh for Youth.
Yeah.
But something that we're happy to be a part of and be like alumni with the bands that have played in Mosh for Youth, and we support that. You know, they gave us our first show too, so you know they've always been very helpful and supportive to us, and that's one thing that's beautiful to see in the community too. On top of everything else I just said, is seeing people like Vic. You know, I'm sure there's other people that do the same thing, or at least are trying to like be progressive towards the community. But that's something awesome to see, you know, especially like in our hometown.
Yeah.
Because man, I have like a love-hate relationship with, you know, my hometown. Like, I love that I grew up there. I still like have nostalgic, you know, feelings for certain things. But it was rough, dude. There's times where I'm like, man, this place sucks, you know?
Fuck this place.
Yeah. But that's what made me, you know? And we love playing there, and they love us. So like, you know, as much as I might say some dumb shit sometimes, in the end, that's where I'm from. I'm like, you know, and that goes for everything, you know, your culture too, you know, where you're from, all that shit. So like, it's cool to see that in the community and seeing like kids, like I said, younger kids coming to shows and stuff like that. Because again, hardcore is a young man's game, man. Yeah. I'm hanging on there by like a thread.
I forget. I feel like Jesse was next to me, and I forget who it was that was standing next to me talking to me. And they're like, "These fucking kids don't mosh like we used to mosh." I was like, "Bitch, we don't mosh like we used to mosh. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, we're both standing here."
Yeah, man.
No, but you were there. Like, you were here, and somebody was talking to me here. I was like, "This is the only dude that's actually getting in the pit these days."
Yeah. I don't mosh. I haven't moshed in a long time. If I mosh, it's for like a homie band, and it's like one song.
Yeah.
And that's a rare, but I like to contribute, so that's why we do such heavy riffs. Yeah. And unfortunately, there's been some like violence on our shows, but I think like violence with like an intent of like is for a bigger cause type of thing, you know? Yeah, like encompasses that, you know? But if you're gonna be a dick and just come to a show and be a fucking, you know, a jock or whatever in the pit. Yeah, keep that shit out.
We've been really vocal about this since the start. Like, you know, expect that level of violence that comes with these shows, right?
Sure.
And if you're coming in and you're being an asshole, that's a different story.
Yeah.
If you get hit, you get crowd killed, like, you know, hey, either move to the back or, you know, stay in a place that, you know, violence at the shows is kind of going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's just about the level of involvement for people, you know, and if you're going to pick fights like with your fucking crew, like that's shit.
And you know, I think for, you know, especially seeing like the hardcore scene, it's like a pressure release valve. You know, it's a place where you can get that physical aggression out. Yeah. You know, and it's accepted for the most part.
Yeah, I could see why like people on the outside might see it as daunting, because you see these big dudes, most of them tatted up, just like hitting each other. But that's kind of something that works for us, you know? Well, not us, because I'm not involved in that, but for them.
Also, giant teddy bears outside of it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of the hardest moshers are the nicest people, you know? And again, like, it's just, like you said, it's just a place where you can release that, you know? It's a big stress relief. That's why people go to hardcore shows, you know? And, I mean, you get that tourist every now and then who goes to a show and says like, "Oh, I just like the music," and then they are part of the environment. They don't like that part, but that's the culture. That's, you know, that's just part of it. You know,
you got to experience it to know
everything.
Yeah.
It's like with hockey. Like, hockey is like such a intense sport, and there's a lot of physical contact and things that go on. And they like, there's always been debates of like, "Oh, they should take fighting out of hockey." And it's like, you need to do that. Otherwise, you're going to have dudes taking sticks to each other. You know what I mean?
And hockey's dialed down a lot, dude. Like, I remember years ago, I was watching like a Flyers documentary, and like how they used to play hockey without helmets, and just like Dude, that was
Wild
violent.
Boys,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was violent. That was like cowboy days of like hockey. So I don't know. People should just be like, oh man, do a little bit of investigation into the history of hockey, and you'll realize like it's been dialed down.
It's been dialed down, but I just again I feel like it's like a pressure release valve.
Sure.
It's like these dudes are, instead of them just finally taking cheap shots at each other, just let them go.
Yeah.
You know, and then break it up.
Yeah.
There was a hockey clip that I saw the other day, where I fucking sent it to Dan. But
Holy
oh yeah,
Jesus!
look at this shit, dude. Like,
Is it a broken bone?
Mike's like, I can't see it.
That's insane. Is that recent or is that?
I don't know if it was recent or not. I sent it to Dan. Dan plays in Torture Culture, and his reaction was just, and he coaches hockey.
Oh, okay.
And he was just like, I fucking love varials. I was like, there's a name for this? There's a name for basically throwing a guy over the glass? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
but
That's crazy.
Dude, yeah, it's comes to the territory, man.
Yeah.
But speaking of fights, last hockey game we went to, I thought I was going to have to get into a fight alongside him.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This
man.
dude was trying to fight him at the Kings game.
Oh, man.
He's wearing the wrong jersey.
Well, you didn't, so, right?
No,
You
yeah,
guys
yeah.
didn't, so
It was fun.
that's cool.
It was more.
It was
It
fun.
was more of just. I think the guy was just with his girl, and he was just trying to be.
Macho?
Yeah, because he's just. I don't even remember. I was wearing my Angel jersey. I'm at a hockey game wearing an Angel jersey, but it was a gray jersey. So anyway, I was just like, so he walks by me and he said like, "Fuck the Angels." So I just said, "Fuck you," and then he like stopped and came back. I was like, "Oh fuck." So then,
Here we go.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you were almost gonna fight.
I was going to fight the dude in front of us because he was like punching his wife.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It was a weird game.
Was it a full moon? Was it just...
Ontario.
Jesus.
Oh, this is the Kings game.
Was it the key? Oh, it was the Kings
This-
game.
When Jake gave us the seats. Pure Noise Jake gave us the seats.
Oh, man.
All right. Next question from Todd.
Yeah.
How does your writing differ, if at all, between Auditory Anguish and Dying Breath?
I mean, again, Dying Breath, I usually take a backseat to. I like to do some grooves in there if I can. But, I mean, I think Dying Breath is very much like straightforward in what it is we do. And it's a guitar-based band. So a lot of the work comes from guitar. So I just got to, find my little space and just,
Find your melody.
I usually, what I do like to do in that band is just, like I said, set my tone properly and just kind of be keyed up with Andres. That's and rock the fuck out, because that's the band I can rock out the most in. With Auditory, I have to be a little bit more like, okay, this is the change up. I have to,
focus.
I do a lot more noodly stuff. And again, the newer songs are a little bit more complicated, so I do have to like pay attention on the changes and stuff. But in Auditory, I'm a little bit more keen into like the writing process and that kind of stuff. Like I said, we all kind of collab on the writing, but the songs that are like, this is a song I wrote, and that kind of stuff. Like I need to be more focused in that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then from Grimoire Poppy,
Okay.
shout
That's
out
the
Rob
homie.
the Dead.
Yeah, that's the homie. Yeah. We got to play some shows with Rob the Dead, man. That band's sick.
They're good.
Yeah.
Long-time listener, first-time asker. Has your love of movies ever influenced your writing?
1,000,000%. I don't think we've in the recent EP, Clementine is loosely, there's some looseness in the lyrics and stuff, and the name comes from Eternal Sunshine. But it was just kind of like loosely, I wouldn't say it's like inspired by, but it's the closest thing I can think of like movie wise. But I've always daydreamed about starting a band that was just, I'm a huge like movie head. I don't want to say cinephile, but I definitely I love movies. I love film. Besides like music, I want to say like film might be my next like art department where I'm like very much into.
Well, you were saying you did a podcast, right?
Yeah.
A movie podcast before?
Yeah. The premise of it was revolving around like film culture and like watching movies. It was revolved around this company that puts out like remasters of like films they feel are deemed worthy of like being held in history and stuff like that as like some of the best films. Criterion. The Criterion Collection puts out like a lot of important films and stuff like that, or at least films they feel like are important. And we would like essentially pick a film that we feel is important and connect it to a film that was kind of loosely connected or in some way was the same as that one. That was the whole podcast and stuff. But I just like movies. It could be like a shitty movie and I still might like be like, oh, there's something good to that, you know?
Yeah.
Is there a movie coming out like anytime between now and next year that you're excited about or like you have on your radar?
I was excited. Well, I just watched the new Predator. I love Predator. I've been a huge Predator fan since I was little. So that was probably it. I think in like theaters, I can't think right now like off the top of my head, but I know like for Christmas, I always go to the movies for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna go watch that Anaconda movie with
Dude, I want to see that so bad.
So like that's something I'm excited for because I know it's like a spoof, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. But hot take for me, I don't necessarily care for a lot of like big motion pictures.
That's fair.
Or remakes.
That's fair too.
I got a lot of hate for saying that the newest Nosferatu movie was garbage.
Okay.
I have my own opinions,
Yeah.
you know, and I feel strongly about them. But I find that a lot of people that are maybe not so into film culture or don't really know a lot about like the 1922 film or all that kind of stuff are like, oh yeah, that's cool. And it's cool. It's entertaining and all that.
I fell asleep twice. And then
It's
the
long.
third time I finally like made it all the way
It's
through.
long, yeah.
Cool movie.
Yeah, but there's some stuff that I'm just like, I don't know. Like this goes back to me saying like, oh, I'm not a snob. I can be I can be a gatekeeper. I've been like that since I was young, and I hate that I am like that. Sometimes I can be like that. Sometimes I could be like that with music, which I really don't like to be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's like the one thing that I'm like mostly passionate about. So I feel like if I'm passionate about that, other people are like that too, and I can't talk down on that kind of stuff, you know. I gotta let it be what it's gonna be. If it's not for me, it's not for me. Same thing for my band. If the bands I'm in aren't for everybody, cool, there's other bands, you know.
Yeah.
But with film, I think I'm a little bit more like, nah, fuck that shit sucks, you know. I try not to. I think people should watch movies in general, if they're good or bad. If you want to watch it, make your own opinion about it, you know.
Okay, so this is probably gonna be a really hard question for you to answer. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite
movie?
I can't give you one.
Give us 5 or
5.
let's say
Top three.
the home. There's a house full of every movie ever made,
Uh-huh.
and that's every movie, and it's burning down, and you can only
You gotta go to the burning house and save
yeah,
it.
you only save 5.
I couldn't even answer this.
That's rough. Okay. See, the thing is, like, it could depend on my mood, but I'll give you like maybe top 5 that come to mind that have like made me like feel or impacted me in some way. Okay. I like movies in general, but I usually gravitate towards like thriller, suspense, and horror a lot more. So there's this movie called Funny Games. It's made by an Austrian director. I forgot his name. I think his first name is Mikael or something like that. But anyways, that movie is really well like shot. Like the cinematography is fantastic, but it's also a slow burn, and I know for a lot of people that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Because he lets things in the picture kind of ride. There's no like big cut. So like if someone gets shot or something, it stays on that scene for what feels like hours, and some people aren't cool with that, you know. However, this goes back to like me not being a huge fan of like motion pictures, although like I do go to the movie theater often. I like a lot of foreign stuff because it's for me, it's easier for me to make stuff up in my head than when I see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everyone goes back to Signs. The movie was great until you see the alien, right?
Yeah, then it's like
Kind of takes a little bit away.
Yeah.
So when you're watching something and you're building the scene up and you don't see some stuff, you just hear about it, you're like, what happened? And foreign films do that better than American films, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
It's because we all have ADD and we need quick cuts.
that and the audience, like American audiences, need everything handed to them
Yeah.
in the plate.
Yeah.
Why did this happen?
That's what made Jaws so great. Like,
Yeah.
and it was on accident, just like not showing the shark right away.
First blockbuster ever. The term blockbuster was not created until Jaws. Yeah. So that's a very important movie.
Also saw that the original shark that they used for the promotional footage wasn't even a great white. It was some different type of shark.
I didn't even know that.
And they still have the actual shark like sealed in formaldehyde in like one of the Hollywood historical like archive things.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know.
It's not a great way.
It's not a great white. It's some other like
Fucking make
yeah.
Fish, a tuna.
Imagine.
Yeah, it's like
Just added teeth to the tuna.
Well, that's like a like deep blue sea, right? 'Cause those aren't great whites. Those are makos or whatever.
Something like
I'm
that.
not even sure. But I'd say going back to the movie question, funny games for sure. I would say only because I'm like in a, you put me on the spot, but what I can think of too, Green Room, if you guys have ever seen it,
Green
especially
Room's
for like
legit.
touring bands and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Green Room, The Exorcist, the original one.
Mm-hmm.
There's news that Scarlett Johansson's coming back for the remake. So I heard. No, no,
Interessante.
yeah, I like Scarlett Johansson as an actress, but no.
The news I heard about her was she was actually just cast for the Batman 2, which I'm actually kind of hyped about because
I didn't know that.
yeah, so she was just cast, and it just leads me to believe that Batman 2 is gonna follow the Mask of the Phantasm storyline.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like one of the greatest Batman stories ever.
Right, they only did the
Yeah.
they only did the animated movie for
Yep.
that, right? Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, because in this world, like it's like mobsters, and like the Joker is actually like a secondary character,
Yeah.
and like she's the perfect like what's her name, Andrea Beaumont or whatever,
Oh, okay.
to play like Scarlett Johansson would play that character perfect because they've come out and said like she's a former love interest who eventually becomes a villain, and so it's kind of like
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
I hope they do this because that's one of the greatest Batman stories. of
I
all
was
time.
very much impressed with the last Batman, especially because I didn't know what to expect with our boy Robert.
yeah.
But he
Yeah.
did a great job.
He did great. I liked how like gritty and grounded. That
Yeah, it was definitely more like dark.
Yeah.
Because I know like the Batman series that Christopher Nolan did was like darker, less like glitzy, if you will, and that was good. But I also always crave darker.
Yeah.
Just because Batman's Batman, it's always gonna be like more,
Detective
more noir,
Yeah.
if you will. Yeah.
And you're you're our age essentially, and did you watch the animated series?
Oh, I have it. I have the box set. I love that.
So the animated series was drawn on black paper
That's dope. I did not.
to make it look as dark as it was. Like it was drawn on black paper so that everything just came through dark.
Isn't that insane though that was an animated series for children? Because it's
And
not.
it's so gnarly.
It's so dark. It's like I watch it now. I'm like, whoa, like holy shit,
Dude, it explains everything about why I am the way I am. Because
Hey,
that's
dude, your parents put you in front of the TV.
Yeah.
And after school, you're watching like Batman or X-Men, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But so that's cool. I did not know that. That's
Yeah.
dope. So what are we at now?
I think that was 3.
Three?
Right?
Okay, so I need 2 more.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's rough. Because I was born in 88, but I grew up in the 90s, so I'm a child of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And my first crush was Alicia Silverstone. Clueless.
Clueless, dude.
I fucking love
Nice.
Clueless. So that's 4. Man, on the 5th one, I don't know. I'm sure my girlfriend's gonna watch it. She's like, "Oh my god, you didn't say this." You know, like
Yeah.
you could have said that. But I'm trying to blank right now. I would say just because it's been very influential to me, being like a horror fan and stuff. Texas Chainsaw, the original.
Yeah.
I would say that one because also that's a very important film. There's a lot to the history of that's like people don't know about. So when you hear about it, you're just like, what the? Like, what?
Yeah.
You know? So I would say those 5 probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to answer that question. But like I can say that one of my favorite of all time that I always think of when it comes to films, and it's also my favorite book, was The Outsiders.
Okay.
Just because like if you look back at that movie, that fucking cast, it
Yeah.
was huge. Like
Yeah.
all
A
these
who's
young
who
dudes.
of, like,
like
Literally
that
everybody.
everybody was gonna become stars later on. But then like when I was a kid, that was one of the first books that I like found on my own and read on
Oh,
my
okay.
own. That was like, oh, I fuck with this. Like
What's that like? What's reading like?
it's you know what? It took me a long time to get through like all the pages.
Yeah.
But
Hey, but you did it.
once you get to the end,
I
man,
have 5
Audiobooks,
books.
dude.
Yeah, dude. True, very true. I had 5 books since I left high school that I've started and never finished.
Really?
5 books, man. That I'm like, they're good. I should go back to them,
yeah.
but I'm not going to. You know?
So being from a very Asian family, like to motivate us to read, there would be like monetary prizes if you finish like a certain amount of books over the summer or whatever, right?
Oh, okay.
So like me and my cousins would read books just to try and see if we could make like, $20,
Yeah.
Whatever. So that's
Maybe I would have learned to read earlier.
Yeah, if there was money involved, 100%.
yeah.
Whenever I had to do stuff for school or whatever, I'd be like, "Is there a movie?" We had to do like a Great Gatsby, like I don't know, essay or something like that. I watched the movie, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even read the book, and I still got an A,
Sick.
which is weird because I was a C average student, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But not that like reading's great. I don't know, man. I just can't sit down and read.
It's
Audiobooks, dude.
You're
it's
100%
an ADD
right.
thing, dude. Like
Yeah.
I've recently, over the past like year or so, I've been trying to force myself to read more. And like when I started again, it was a hurdle because I'd be like 2 pages in, and then I realized that I'm reading, but I'm thinking about something
Yeah,
completely
100%,
different.
yeah.
I'm like halfway through the page, but in my head I'm like, oh, I got to get Jesse to fucking come do this thing, and like, oh, I got to tell Mike to, and then I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, how did this? And then I have to go back
Yeah.
and like pick back up again.
You're reading the words, you just not.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
So I figured out part of why I listen to everything double the speed is because it forces you when it's like going through, like it forces you to have to focus.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, so like I did that, and that helped me when I went back to school like
Yeah.
later, like in my 30s, and I was like struggling until I turned all my textbooks into audiobooks basically,
That's
and
dope.
then my grades like changed
But
overnight.
see, I think that's why like education's so important, man. Like you have to realize what works for you, which is one thing that I wish if our education system was so much better, we would figure that out, and like it's a bummer because there is books or there's things that I'd like to, but I just know myself, and if there is like an audio thing, even then I'm like, I don't know, man. What I do listen to a lot is true crime podcasts. You can ask me stuff.
Many books.
Well, you see, you could ask me stuff about like crimes and stuff, and I could figure out what you're talking about or give you like input or stuff. That's just like knowledge that people don't really need maybe, but that's just what interests me. You know?
Okay, so what was his name? Stephen Avery? Did he do it? Wasn't that guy in Making a Murderer?
I'm gonna say like I didn't finish watching the Making a Murderer, but from what I got up to, because I got a little bored of it when I got up to, I was like, this guy did it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just feel like he didn't feel very confident at his like defense. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't know, there's just too many like things, like coincidences that are just like, come on.
You know, the documentary that fucked me up, and then it was a true crime documentary, and then after that I was like skeptical about everything.
Sure.
Was it called The Staircase?
They just made that series for it, or they made a series for that, which I don't know if I'm gonna watch because Arnold Schwarzenegger's son's in it.
But it's supposed to be like actors acting out what happened.
Yeah,
right? It's not a docuseries.
Essentially, yeah.
But so I watched that series and I was like, oh, that's fucked up. This dude didn't do it, right? And then you find out the fucking documentary filmmaker was fucking him throughout the whole process, and they were like in a relationship. You're like, of course it's biased to like not, you know what I mean? So then I start really looking at documentaries like, well, who made it? Who like,
you want to know?
Yeah, like the Diddy documentary that just dropped.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's made by 50 Cent. So fucking hates Diddy.
I want.
So you know he's trying to make him look
yeah. Well, and I'm here for it. I want to see that shit so bad.
I mean, not trying to defend Diddy in any way, but you know, we know that 50 Cent.
There's gonna be jabs thrown.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Didn't you say like you wanted to throw parties like this or something?
Huh? I don't even know what you said.
I was like, the next party we should be all wearing white.
Did you say you wanted to throw parties like his?
Yeah, dude, all white.
Have all white.
Please don't invite me. I don't own anyone.
Have all whites.
I still think that.
That's what that baby oil was in your garage.
Yeah, dude.
Oh shoot.
Is that industrial size?
Yeah, dude. That's that Costco tub stuff.
Dude, but I thought that the funniest thing, we talked about this the other night, the funniest thing I've seen from this whole Diddy documentary thing is 50 Cent did his press tour, but only went on ABC News.
Yeah.
Because he knew they would watch it in prison.
I saw that reel yesterday. I don't know what it was. I think I was just getting off of work and I saw the reel and I was like, damn, dude.
Damn.
You must really hate this guy, man. Crazy.
I love it. And all the memes that are like, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that 50 Cent has taught me that I'm not hating hard enough on the people that I don't like.
Yeah, his hate level is...
Oh, man.
Yeah, I always love the story when you talk about 50 Cent that he spent $2,000 at Ja Rule's concert to buy out the first two.
Oh, yeah. That's rough, man. Yeah. That's that kind of hate where you're just like, God.
But you know, like, if I had fuck you money like that, I'd probably do stupid shit like that, too. Yeah. Like, it's so disrespectful.
And he's giving him money.
He's still getting paid.
But what a mind fuck.
100%, dude. 100%.
Dude, there's this video. This dude is a stand-up comedian, and he's like on tour, and all his homies bought out an entire club that he was performing at. They didn't tell him. So this guy goes out to walk out to do stand-up, and it's a completely empty room, and it's just his two buddies sitting in the. He's like, "What the fuck?"
It said sold out, but it said sold out. Damn, that would
all
suck,
bad.
dude. I'd still play.
Yeah.
Hey,
I've played
you
less.
paid for it. Yeah. You got it.
I've played to less people than that.
The bartender.
Yeah.
Bartender.
Who doesn't care?
Yeah.
The sound guy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, shit. Let's do this mental health check.
Mental health checks, we're like checking weekly, see where we're at mentally. That way, if things are going well, what's keeping us in a good place, and if things aren't going so well, what's keeping us in a funk. So where have you been this last week?
It's the holiday season. I don't know when this episode will be out, but
Friday.
Okay, so it's the holiday season. It's getting closer and closer. I'm not a holiday guy. I've never been. For many reasons, but since I've been with my girlfriend, we've been together for 10 years. Every year is a little easier to like deal with it, you know. But it's still the holidays.
Yeah.
It's high stress. You know, I need to buy stuff for people. I end up buying it for myself. I need to control that. But I've been okay. I think that's the stressful part of it, and you know, the work stuff, all that kind of stuff. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I work for a company that delivers medical supplies to patients, and every day's different. So some days, easy peasy. I know what I'm going into the office for, what I got to do. I'm knocking that out. But the next day could be different. So I just, take it as it comes. But I'm okay. I'm really happy that the EP's out. I'm really happy that I get to play music and stuff. We got some stuff planned out, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you do? I know if it's not a big time for you, but do you have something that you and your girl like to do during the holidays, where it's like?
We like to like go to see lights wherever we can. I'm a big aesthetic guy, so I like visually appealing stuff. Looking at like houses with a shitload of lights is dope to me. I don't know, that's the little kid in me. We go to Disneyland. We did that already. So that's cool. I like taking my mom and my girlfriend to Disneyland because my mom's like a kid again when she goes. So that to me is like dope. Yeah. And then there's like certain like malls in LA that do like the fake snow and do like a whole thing. So we do that. Cool. Those are like our like rituals or whatever. When it comes to like the holidays, rituals, maybe not the right word, but traditions. Yeah, traditions. Yeah. And then on Christmas Day, we get Chinese food with her mom and we go to the movies. That's very much look forward to that. Yeah. Because this Chinese food spot is. And then,
are you gonna gatekeep the Chinese spot, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna gatekeep. Yeah. Nah, I want them to get their money. So it's this spot in I want to say still Lake Forest. My girl lives in Lake Forest. It's called New Shanghai, I believe. Okay. It's dope. They do this sizzling rice soup that is freaking good, man. It's the first time I ever had sizzling rice soup was there, and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah,
it's really good. It's really good.
That sounds tight.
Mm-hmm. There's a Chinese food spot by my parents' house, and I mean, let's just say like 2 out of 10 times you get really sick.
Right? But the other 8, it's the other fire.
You gotta get through those first 2.
I mean, I think I'm being generous in that, my record, but it's so good.
You're not getting me to want to come to this place, dude. You're not.
Oh no.
I know, it might be a reflection on me.
And I think I know the spot that you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't even know the name of it. It just says Chinese food.
Yeah.
Most places say that only. Yeah. It's like when you look them up, they're like, "That's the name of it."
Yeah. But dude, I love it. Have we gone yet together?
We've only gotten Chinese and ordered it, like had it at the parents' house. We haven't gone.
Well, let's put it this: have you been sick from anything?
No.
Okay, so maybe you.
I have a good stomach though.
Oh. Okay.
Tested.
Okay.
Yeah. We tested it out.
Man, speaking of food, I hit Cornerstone before this in Redlands because I went out for a ride earlier and I was like, I need something good.
Do more man shit.
Yeah. So I rode my bike over to Redlands and hit one of our favorite barbecue spots.
Oh, there's a good barbecue spot?
Cornerstone Barbecue.
Shoot me the deets on that because I love it's hard to find good barbecue.
So during COVID, they had just opened their doors in Beaumont. They have like a tiny little their home base is like it's a tiny little spot in Beaumont. But we went over there like real soon after they opened. The spot was fire. Their owner was cool as shit. Okay. So we would go over there and we'd just like order barbecue and then sit outside and eat barbecue.
And we had been trying other spots.
Yeah, we had tried other spots, but that one was the one that we just kept going back to. And then finally, that trek to Beaumont was pretty long. And then they opened a spot in downtown Redlands.
Oh, okay.
So they actually have like 4 locations now. So they have downtown Redlands. They have inside that new Redlands Public Market.
Oh,
They have like a booth in there, but their menu's a little different at the booth. They do like they have like steaks and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dry up steaks.
Okay.
And then I think they just recently opened in Yucaipa as well.
Oh, okay.
But they have a really good burger, really good brisket, barbecue.
If it's in Redlands, I could probably try and sneak away from the shop and go over there.
Yeah.
The only place I like go to Redlands for when I get the chance is Andres, actually 5.7. Told me about this Indian food spot. That's I don't know what it's called. I forget, but it's
Indian food.
Yeah.
I think it's called Cafe Naan or something like that. It might be something like similar to that. It's you know where the Albertsons is, like I think it's off of Redlands Boulevard.
I think so.
It's like right before you get on the freeway, right before you get the 10.
Over by the college, right? By Redlands College.
It's the college is not too far from there.
Yeah.
Maybe like a few blocks over, under the freeway, like going down. There's a spot in that shopping center where there's also like I think a Panera Bread in the corner.
Okay.
But it's it's an Indian food spot, and
Sick.
I mean, Indian food isn't overly expensive.
Yeah.
But dude, you get a deal there for lunch. Man, they pack it on. It's like Chinese food. Like if you go to those Chinese food spots that just throw stuff on, similar situation there. That place is fire. Like Andres told me about it because he posted something, and the same thing. I was like, "Hey, where's this at? Are you gonna gatekeep it?" And he told me, and I pulled up, and man, that place is good.
I just now that I know that you work up the street from here, have you hit Tacos Callejon?
No, where is that at?
Okay, on
Starbucks.
yeah, you know where like the Bakers and Starbucks is, like down is that Washington?
Yeah, it's the entrance to 215.
Oh, right.
So there's like the Bakers here, and then there's a Starbucks.
Yeah.
In that same shopping center as a Starbucks, there's a tattoo shop.
Uh-huh.
And right next door is this taco spot.
Huh.
And that's my new go-to. Yeah, I took you guys there. That's my new
What'd you
go-to
say it's
taco
called?
spot.
Tacos Callejon?
Callejon.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that, and then if you're in the area, also over in Loma Linda. No, over in Loma Linda, there's a Korean fried chicken spot called KBBQ.
Dude, I've been
Chicken.
wanting to try Korean fried chicken.
It's
I
fire.
heard it's different.
It's fire.
Get the
It's
cheese
fire.
and fries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that spot's fire too.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's a few. Hit me up. There's a few food spots
right,
around
for
here
sure,
that are
yeah.
like.
I was just thinking, Mike and I haven't moshed in years, but we do things. We do live dangerously sometimes.
Yeah.
We would meet in Riverside, and we get coffee. We get our large coffees, and we drive almost an hour to Beaumont. We'd smash barbecue, and I think we got sodas while we were there
Yeah,
too.
with sides of like
mac and cheese.
mac and cheese and shit.
And so,
How was your guys' gut?
bro, and then
Listen, we lived off Taco Bell. We're golden.
Hey, facts.
that drive back though was like, all
Yeah,
right.
the drive back was a little
All right.
rough sometimes.
We're
Yeah.
like, let's.
The most dangerous game we played because,
Just gambling on life.
dude, we went up in Riverside. We got coffee, and then we drove to Long Beach, and we got barbecue in a parking lot of a gas station,
Nice.
middle of the hood. Fire beef.
Nah,
Yeah,
yeah.
place was rough.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So dope. And then we had to drive back
Oof.
on a Saturday in traffic.
Dude,
and
Long
that
Beach,
was rough.
Long Beach in general, like I get a headache just thinking about like when we play there. I'm like, all right,
Yep.
here we go. It's dope. Like
Yeah.
it has good. Like I've had really good food there. There's a lot that goes on there and stuff like that. One of our first unofficial dates before me and my girlfriend became like official and started dating and stuff, we met up there and like hung out and stuff. So like, I like Long Beach. I don't love Long Beach.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
rough. Like finding parking there when you have a set in like 30 minutes and you're trying to
Yeah.
it's rough, man.
Oh man. Where are you at, Mike?
I feel like I'm doing well. My work is like crazy. There's like our busy season.
Mm-hmm.
But I think other than that, like I've been able to. I have my for my driving. I get to listen to podcasts and music and sing. Singing does a lot for me, like mentally, like kind of puts me in a good place. So I think being able to do that, having things coming up, having things to look forward to, like, I'm a fan of like the holiday season, and so I feel like that's kind of put me in a good place as far as a good mix of like music stuff. Like we have some shows coming up, and then some like family stuff. Like my family used to every year we used to always go like to the mountains and stuff. Like for
Big
like
Bear?
Idlewild area.
Oh, okay.
And so we would go for like either for Christmas or around Christmas, just depends on the year. And we haven't been able to do that for a couple years now, and so this is like our first year back.
Nice.
So we're all pretty excited about it.
Yeah, it's cool. Something good to look forward to. I saw you were wearing your Christmas sweater yesterday too.
I was the belle of the ball, dude. I was wearing my mom's sweater.
You're very much like intrigued into whatever you were looking at, and then you turned and I saw the sweater. I was like,
That was Dustin Kinser.
yeah,
I was seriously having a moment, man.
yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, my I had ordered because it was our buddy's ugly Christmas sweater party, and so I'd ordered a sweater. It was like it's like Santa, it's like a cocktail, whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't come in, so I was like, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna go through."
Hey, dude, your mom came in clutch, man.
Dude,
Hey, the fact that you fit in it
I
too.
couldn't believe it fit me.
It's
fit me.
slimming. It accentuates your curves and everything, man.
If it didn't have all that bedazzling shit on the front, you would have looked like The Rock, man.
I know.
Just one thin like gold chain.
I look like Lil Rock.
The Rock.
Le Rock.
He came down the stairs and I was like, "That's what you're wearing."
Oh man.
Without the beads, it's Steven Yo.
I just got a Christmas sweater too, like first Christmas sweater ever. I'm a huge Snoopy fan, so like they had a cool one at Target. So,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
so when I wear it, you're gonna inspire me to make sure I look
Make sure you get the pose, yeah.
Practice
get the
pose.
pose. Yeah.
This guy kept.
We don't have to talk about that.
Kept
I was calling him
kept
names.
calling me names.
Reference to an era.
That video where he caught me, it was such a.
It was such a wholesome moment.
I used to love Thrice, and like their singer is Guy Dustin, and so like I haven't listened to Thrice in a long time, or at least not the way like I used to.
Was that just like his solo stuff?
Yeah,
It was his
It was
Christmas
his
album.
Christmas album, and so
Sorry, no offense. There's some bangers, but what?
yeah, and so it was just like a weird thing where I was like, at first I was just like, it sounds familiar, and I wanted to like see, so I go in front of the TV to hear it better, and also to make sure that it is him, and just like I just got like lost.
Yeah,
You
I
got
got
lost in the
yeah.
sauce,
I was
dude.
like the look you had of intensity and like trying to figure out where you were, what time it was, where like your surroundings.
And sober. Sober.
Wow.
Beginning of the night.
I was like, it was just one of those things where it's like, maybe you have like a falling out with like a friend, and then like you see him and you kind of just forget everything, and you're like, wow, we had a lot.
You had a moment.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's
It's
you
good
had
to
a
see
moment.
you again.
Yeah.
So,
Wearing that sweater.
and yeah, I just happened to be.
It's like so much in that moment.
There was a lot going on. in that.
Oh, it was amazing.
Especially doing that stuff.
Was it good though? Like was what he was playing, what you were listening to, was it good?
Yeah, I mean it was good. It's just it was I mean I like his other stuff. I mean his other stuff better than his Christmas things, but it was just cool. Like I was just reminded, like, oh my gosh, like I really
A good friend.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like his voice.
How did you say it? Oh my gosh. I just missed Dustin.
Slay. Slay.
No way.
This guy. This guy called me an 80s gay.
I just said that you look like you were one of the forefathers that made this possible for everyone else.
Hey, they appreciate you.
Yeah.
Man. You're fighting the good fight.
That was actually a very respectful
Yeah.
comment that I
It's-
made.
You're fighting the good fight. Hey, you look good, man.
You did. You look good.
You look good. You look stylish. You look good.
You
It
walk
looks-
so they can run.
Yeah, man.
I should have brought my birthday card.
You gotta be happy you're a torchbearer, dude.
Yeah.
I got a birthday card and it just said gay icon.
You know, if enough people think that you
I
are,
was gonna say.
Say it.
I was gonna say, but in a positive manner.
yeah, it seems to be a trend for you.
Yeah. Just wear that badge of honor.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll carry it, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, Mike.
Dude, I'm good. Since it hasn't been officially announced on the podcast yet, the Feels on Wheels is officially gone. Finally let it go.
Set it out to pasture.
So sad.
Took such an insane loss on that thing. But it went to the Anaheim Ducks man.
What?
He's one of the Anaheim Ducks like super fans that like dresses up and
Nice.
Is at all the fan events and stuff like that. Apparently he owns 3 of them.
Oh shit.
This is his. Well, the Feels on Wheels would be his 3rd van of the same model, and so he was like excited about getting a 3rd one, and the things that like were wrong with the van were things that he like. Yeah, that's a normal thing for these, and I'm like, great.
What make, model, and year was the van?
2000 Dodge Ram van B1500 El Capitan.
Ram, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Enough said.
Dude, we my wife and I almost died in that thing, dude. We
yeah.
got we like no bragging rights, had a show, and so I dropped off the guys at the airport, and then her and I were heading back, and we were. I don't even know where we were at, but I started to feel like the brakes weren't working, so I was getting off. Or I think it was making a sound or something. Get off the freeway, dude, and like push it, and nothing. We don't lose speed or anything. So I'm like, dude, I'm like standing on the brake, and it's not slowing down. And I'm like, brakes don't work. I was like, brakes don't work.
I'm praying in the passenger seat.
That's when it happened.
The accusations, man, you're not escaping them.
That's where it started. That's where it
I think
started.
it's just your mannerism.
Oh heavens!
Heavens, no.
Hey, man. Hey, wear that badge proudly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah,
The zestiest breaking you've ever seen. He's
I'm
telling the van,
limited
stop
with my
it.
space. I'm limited with my space. And so
It feels good to laugh.
So yeah, but anyway, we were able to finally slow down enough. There's no cars in front of us, so
I was
able
gonna
to,
ask,
to
yeah.
cruise through like the stop sign and stuff. But
You didn't even try using like the e-brake?
no,
It just like freaking starts drifting.
dude.
Yeah, I mean yeah. So the original plan for that was to build it out as like a mobile podcast studio.
Sure.
So we could just show up to shows.
That'd be sick, yeah.
And then like it broke, and then spent all this money like getting it mechanically sound enough to drive again, and then like it wasn't passing smog, so I had to do all this like replace the exhaust, new catalytic converter, like do all this stuff, and then finally it passed smog, and then it was like little other things would break, and fixing those, and then
We were even like we were looking at like not converters, generators,
Generators,
like
yeah.
looking for generators that we could like have so we can run all the cameras and stuff.
yeah,
But then it's just like
and
all
it
this
just
money.
it became too much, and then I hit a point where it was finally driving safely, but he had moved to LA because they got married, and then it was like, well, it doesn't even make sense anymore because it's not feasible for, like, what are we gonna take like 2 different cars to show up to a show and then just hop in the van and record and then like go our separate ways. So I think it was like such a cool idea that just couldn't, the timing just wasn't right, you know, like maybe one day it'll still work out, but
I believe in it.
so yeah, we just like, and it was sad. It was kind of sad to see it like pull away when he was driving off.
How long did you have it on market?
Forever.
Yeah.
But I like
okay, so like let's put it this way. How long ago was it fixed and drivable? How long ago?
Maybe 6 months ago.
And then right after that you were like, I'm gonna put it out, or
So I put it up for sale, and then the offers I was getting were like trash. And I think I wasn't ready to let go at the time. So I would like leave it up, just get a bunch of trash offers, and then I was like, forget it. Like then I get like a new wind, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna fix it up. So pull it off, and then I'm like, fuck, I really don't want to deal with this.
Just going through the motions.
We had like mechanic friends like that. Like one of them was in the Navy. Like we had all kinds of people looking at it.
And so like at one point I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna fix it for myself, and we're gonna use it for like whenever the bands need to do anything, whatever, right? And I pulled it off.
Business and like renting that stuff. Yeah.
And I pulled it off all the sites, pulled it off OfferUp and Facebook and stuff, and then like 2 days later I go outside to turn it on. Motherfucker, and it wouldn't start.
You should have just kept it on and not taken any deals.
Yeah.
Somehow it would have known or something.
And so I had to like replace the battery, and then it was just like I'm throwing it back online.
Yeah.
And then like I got to a point where like I would get good offers and the people wouldn't come through, but then I'd get shit offers, and I'm like I'm losing too much money.
Yeah.
And finally this guy, I had 2 offers right around the same amount, but this guy was like, because he had the vans previously, and because like he already owned 2, he's familiar with the van and the things like the things that I even pointed out, like, hey, the driver's seat, the motor is burnt out. So like you'll move it and then it'll just die. He's like, yeah, that's pretty common on these. And I'm like, I'm glad you know that, because other people would be like, well, that's a deal breaker for me, So the fact that the little things that I pointed out, he would either go like, yeah, that's common, or this happens, or whatever. I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, this is the guy that it needs to go to.
That's
like if any
should be with him,
if anybody's gonna be, and he even said, he's like, I have a guy that just got my other one painted. I have a guy that'll paint this. And he was like, for like $2,000. I was like, that's it? I was gonna charge you $2,000. But then I was like, no.
Who's your guy?
No, let it go. So yeah, so it's kind of like it was nice to know that it was going to somebody who knew how to deal with the van.
Sure. Yeah.
Bummer to see it go, because it like we did some cool shit in it.
Took you to the Pacific Northwest?
Took us to the Pacific Northwest and back on the road. Vegas, San Diego, like all the shows out of town that we ever played, we did in that. And like, but yeah, it's kind of time. And so, yeah, like bittersweet moment to see it go, but also weird that I can now see my neighbors, because like it blocked the other half of the neighborhood, right? Because it was parked in the driveway. Right. And now I can see everybody.
There's all this extra space that you have.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Andrew was like, I can park in the driveway. And I was like, not yet, because my aunt wants me to sell a car for her. So that's coming over here.
Okay.
You didn't earn that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. But then I sold that car to Ryan. So Ryan has a car now.
Wait, what car?
The Benz.
It was the aunt's car.
My aunt's Mercedes.
Was it here?
It was here. Well, I don't think it was here when you guys were here.
I was like, I don't remember you getting Benz.
But yeah, Ryan bought the Benz on Friday.
Nice.
It's gangster ass Benz, dude. 2006 Mercedes E350. And the whole like gray leather interior, wood grain, like the early 2000s wood grain navigation.
Did it have any like out exterior like mods or anything like that?
It's clean.
Really?
My
you roll up to like someone, they're gonna think you're doing a drug deal.
Straight up, my house looked like a drug dealer's house for a minute, because like we had like Andrew's Challenger up front, and then like there's like an Audi and a Mercedes in the driveway.
And then this guy showing up with his Christmas sweater.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. Like fucking Liberace's house. But that Benz was like, that Benz was fucking tight, dude. Like, and I had posted a video the other night when I was driving to Ryan's house. It's like, dude, this feels gangster. Like, yeah, because I was talking about the early 2000s luxury, because like everything's wood grain inside, and the old navigation was the one you had to update with a CD, because it's so old school. And then driving with like the Mercedes emblem like floating in front of you, because it's still got the like hood ornament. You're like, this is fucking tight. So
wait, so Foss wanted that?
Ryan Schuler.
What?
Ryan Schuler.
Oh, I didn't know he got it.
Yeah.
They have 2 cars now?
Yeah. So now he has a car, and I did the cab test. I was like, hey, not to sell you on this car even more, but this oversized Mesa 412 fits in the trunk. Just saying.
Dude, that sold.
Yeah. I was like, you can fit a whole cab in here.
That makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so the other night when we...
Not to brag or anything, but the cab fits.
Yeah, the cab fits. So the other night when we were tracking, I drove it out to Ryan's house. He bought it, and Ty brought me home. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I've just been selling cars this week.
Congratulations, Ryan.
So Ryan, and I told Ryan, I was like, dude, you got to get like a big old like gold chain and wear like button-up shirts from here on out.
A silk button-up shirt, but only leave the top 3
Yep,
buttoned.
yep.
Yeah.
It's like straight Miami Vice.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, I think I saw this car in the Diddy documentary.
Oh my
Love that of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been good.
Awesome.
Now, Jesse,
Oh yeah.
you're back. Congratulations. We're gonna pull one of these again.
In the
see if
hot
if I can
seat.
get him. I gotta pull this off. Boom. Jesse.
Yes.
There it is.
There he is.
Congratulations, sir. You're engaged.
Yeah.
She said yes.
She said yes.
She said, I guess.
She said I guess.
Just kidding.
Yeah, engaged. Great week. Honestly, last week was, last week was a week coming back from my vacation, and visiting my now fiance, and we hung out, had a great time with friends. This time felt different. I was telling her because it felt like what it was gonna be like once we move in and everything like that, because it was legit like. She'd get home from work. We'd be like, all right, we're going out. No, okay, cool, we're staying in. Or, you know, just chilling like that, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, our interactions were more like, you know, like, this is why we're a couple. This is, like, how we interact with each other, like, how we flow together and everything like that.
Good.
And, yeah, I had a great time. And then, like, obviously, coming back was, like, hard, you know, because we had just gone through these emotions, gone through these, like, life altering event, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? And it was like such a crash just to be at the airport with your flight delayed a couple hours, and you're just like, I don't want to leave. Like,
Yeah.
like I was just like, you know, I love California, don't get me wrong, but I was like, I just got engaged.
Yeah.
You know? And then coming back to work, it was just, everything was just like more like just being on cruise control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I do. This is just, you know,
Fine, I'll set up this guitar.
yeah, pretty much, you know, and it was kind of like a fluctuating, you know, emotional state for me, because I was like, I was cool, I was talking with everybody, and then out of nowhere I'd be like, I don't feel like talking, you know. And then but other than that, I mean, I've been great. She's awesome in the way of like helping me too, like with you know, how coming back from being with her, like you know, and how to like handle the situation. She knows how to just like snap me out of it, you know, because I'll just be in my head just like
Yeah, like those meme videos where like only she knows how to calm me down when I'm mad. You know, punching the wall and she's holding you.
So, legit, it's like, you know, not in that extreme, but yeah, that's what it is. I mean, she does know how to like, you know, snap me out of like whatever funk I'm in, you know, or anything like that.
It's awesome, man.
And yeah, I'm excited to marry her. You know,
And she got to see you mosh on the East Coast,
dude. She had a fucking panic attack.
Nice. Who'd you mosh for, dude?
Big ass truck.
Oh, hell yeah.
The homies.
Yeah.
The homies.
They were. They came out to. Damn, I didn't even talk. So we went to 2 shows. We went to go see Armor for Sleep, Census Fail, and Story of the Year, in New York, like right off Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went out to Montclair in Jersey, and we went to go see Big Ass Truck, Hawthorne Heights, Amir, and Chiodos. Yeah. And I don't think Holy Water was playing with them yet. But dude, went out, saw Brett, fucking chopped it up, and I was like, dude, let's get a shot before like anything happened. We went to go take a shot. Go inside. You know, he was dope enough, and he got me guest listed, which was fucking sick. You know, pretty good experience. Went out back, saw the other members, said what's up, chopped it up, and everything like that.
Cool.
got in the pit, slowly realized
East Coast doesn't mosh the same.
East Coast does not mosh the same. Yeah.
I'd like to say that California has one of the scariest mosh like culture.
Yeah.
However, playing a show with Mask and Scalp in Utah, and that's random because it's Utah.
Utah's wild.
But they have some of the biggest, beefiest motherfuckers out there. I was scared for my life, and I don't even mosh. But yeah, East Coast. I've only been to one show out in the East Coast, and I was just like, yeah, they mosh.
Yeah.
They don't mosh as hard as California. I'll take pride in that because California moshing is crazy.
Yeah. And I was giving New Jersey California moshing for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dude, Salt Lake City, like, it's cool. It's cooled off, I think, a lot. But like per capita, they used to have like the most like crews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Oh, that's crazy.
OG cruise.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Like
I did not know that.
Yeah.
When we did the scalp run, that was the first time I've ever been to Salt Lake City. I didn't know what to expect. You know, you kind of make something up in your head and stuff, and everyone was very nice there.
Yeah,
like very very nice there. So you know, once we started seeing the crowd build up and stuff, and Mask opened that show, and they packed the house.
Yeah.
2 songs into their show, someone was laid out.
Fuck.
Out. I was like, yep, nope, I'm out. Yeah. Biggest dude I've ever seen, like mosh, was there, and it's just scary.
And mosh well, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. There's
isn't
like a
that
style.
terrifying?
There's a style. We like to, like, us in the band and stuff like that, we like to say like California has a style, you know, and when you go mosh somewhere else you can tell. But this guy was scary, man. Just knuckle dragging type shit. They're just like, God damn, man. We need some of you guys out here.
Yeah.
Shout out Mask too, but yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, when I went to the first show out over in the East Coast, and I started seeing the moshing there. I mean, granted, it was a small room. It's different. It's very different. And I heard even like European moshing is like way different too.
Yeah.
Yep. European moshing is different. Southeast Asia moshing is different. It's like
Thailand
moshing. So we'd played New York before, and you know I'd almost say it's a lot more. It's way more side to side.
Yeah,
and it's like a little more bouncier. I feel like
New York's almost more punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they still have like the slam aspect rather than the actual kill each other aspect.
But we played with it was on the Lionheart tour, and we played with Marauder.
Oh damn!
And
Run for Your Life.
It was just like, oh, these are just no joke. Like there's dudes out here that are seen some shit, done some shit for sure.
Yeah,
Rick killed a guy.
I threw a trident and killed someone. Dude, you say Marauder, that's like hardcore royalty, and they're godfathers of of that New York style stuff. That's scary stuff, man.
Yeah, I think for the time I didn't know much of them. Like I just knew like I think the one album that Martin would play all the time, and so I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, and then Martin's like, no, dude, like these dudes are like
like
these are like
real
New York
OG shit.
This is like New York shit. Like, but they're cool. Fucking so sick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like that was like the one show too that the Lionheart dudes were actually moshing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of you kind of have to for like a band like that, you know. It's like the epitome of like of like hardcore, East Coast hardcore.
Yeah.
More so.
Those are like the Godfathers type shit.
Yeah.
You gotta agnostic front. And
yeah,
like
you gotta pay homage to them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, congratulations, Justin.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
We'll I don't know. We'll talk about that when we get there.
For just 90 cents a day, you could work for the Walking Blind podcast. Oh man! All right, well let's add a jam, dude. Let's
Oh yeah. So give us an auditory English jam that we can throw on our playlist, and then something that you've just been rocking.
Okay. I would say the single that we did for the latest EP, which is Unrelenting Blade, that has Taylor on it. Actually, if I can add two, just because I have a big ego and I think our band is really cool, I'd like to put both songs that have a feature. So Unrelenting and Tierra Santa, because the homie Brian's in there.
Brian's on that one.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool if we could throw both of those on, just because we were very fortunate to have those guys jump on those tracks.
Brian's Walking Blind alumni, man. He's
one of the coolest episodes.
Yeah. And, dude, I was telling Mike too that like I learned a lot. You know what I mean? Like I was like laughing, and then I was like, oh man, I'm learning. You know, like that was dope. Like, I learned a lot about. I was telling him, like, I thought that guy just really liked like like Mexican culture. No, it's straight like he knows his stuff. That to me, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know,
because like I can speak Spanish well enough. Like I understand it. I understand it fluently, and I speak it very brokenly.
Same here, man. Same here. I mean, even though Spanish was my first language, just like like you kind of don't use it as much once you grow up, so it's like hard. My parents make fun of me all the time.
Yeah. Well, so for my parents both, like, they both only spoke Spanish until they came,
Yeah.
and assimilated and stuff. And so for me and my brother, they were very much like, we only spoke English. Like, I think Spanish is technically my first language, but I mean, my parents speak it in the house, unless they're trying to hide something from us when we were little. But
now you do that with the nieces.
yeah. But I was going somewhere with that. Oh,
it was like you had a thought.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let him finish.
Yeah, I love that. Brian was talking about how, like, don't feel bad if you don't speak.
Yeah,
that
because that's a white ass language. Yeah. That he's right, But however, I will up him and say, to a degree, because you go to El DF, which is basically Mexico City. Chilangos have their own Spanish and their own vocabulary, much as like the youth here, their slang, and that is not the Spanish we speak at all. They'll say stuff that you're just like, what? They'll say they'll say a 2-sentence thing, right? But it only means one thing, where you could have just said, like, you should have just said that.
Yeah.
And it's dope. That it's dope that they make it their own, as they should, To add another song, I've been listening to the new Sanguisuga Bug record a lot, so I'd like to add. I think the first track off of that is Rotten something, rather. But the first
Rotted
track,
Entanglement.
There you go. Add that track. Shout out Devin from Sanguisuga Bug too. He was our first feature in anything, and he waited to record his part till like 2 a.m. at Andrew's studio. Yeah, that was 1,000 times thank you.
All right, Mike?
I'm going to throw some skate punk. I'm going to do Average Joe Aspiring, the song Help Wanted.
Help Wanted. Jesse?
I'm going to do Shai Halud.
Okay.
If born from this soil.
Nice.
Shai Halud.
I wanted so badly to see them in 1720, but the way work had been, I couldn't.
I still get to have to see them live.
And I'm gonna go Wilhelm Scream, Boat Builders.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was listening to that while I was riding today.
Do we have The King is Dead on our list already? Okay.
Yeah. Shredders. Sick. Well, dude, thank you so much for fucking coming and hanging out with us, man. You want to plug any socials or anything?
Auditory Anguish on Instagram. Dying Breath. Might be just Dying Breath. Might be.
I think it's .ca.
Yeah, .ca. Yeah. On Instagram for Dying Breath. The new Auditory EP's out through Creator Destructor. You can order that through Creator Destructor. Shout out Creator Destructor too for putting it out. And I think that's it. We have a show up in Bakersfield for anyone that's watching. It's in Bakersfield. It's a toy drive. So bring a toy or $10. That would go a long way. It's our last show of the year. So if you can make it out there, if you're out there, or if you want to take that drive, we would really appreciate it. That's it.
Sick.
I do also want to shout out one more time Mosh for Youth, SOS 5.7, basically everyone that's helped us get shows. Shout out Scalp too, and shout out you guys for having me on here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm stoked you were able to come on, man. Yeah,
thanks for asking me, man.
For us at Walking Blind Pod everywhere, walkingblindpod@gmail.com for that email address. As Mike likes to always say, like and subscribe
and follow.
We love you guys. Peace.